myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those nights I got there, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. I snap for the sun like Diddy. The richest got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me. Putting on for my city like OAGZ. Set the pace as long as you finish. Consumers find a way inside your business. Babble if they try to dabble in it, and they hate the fact that they may have to witness. You tryna aim for the top like this, and you're in your element with a fire like this, and they hoping you fall and they praying you miss, but it's all in the risk. God got you with the switch, you know. I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas. 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know I'm in my element. Yeah, I'm in my element. Yeah, I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Yeah, I'm in my element. Yeah, I'm in my element. Yeah, keep that same energy. I'm in my element. Yeah, I'm in my element. Flow is like water. I'm forced through the fire. I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth. Following God and you grinding, you do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center, word to Spike Lee. And God came in the nick of time. They think I'm crazy, well I might be. Let's run it up, run it up, run it up. We beating the odds just to sum it up. You know it's a rap, never waistlines, and I'm cutting the weight like a tummy tuck. That mean I'm about to give it out right now. You see what's coming down the line, I never pipe down. I give 100% of me, trying to stun on my enemies. In my element, it's crazy, it's the mic sound. I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all that you got. That's all that I know. Foot on the gas. 155 on the road. You could be a friend of me, an enemy. Keep that same old energy, cause I know I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. I'm in my element. Ooh, yeah. Keep that same energy. I'm in my element. Never switch up. 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 Keep that same energy. I'm in my element.
Yeah. Salute, ATP. What's good? Salute to everybody in the building, man. Bang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Clap it up for yourselves, man. Clap it up for yourselves. We are back at it, back with another segment, man. Back to reading this ring, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hope everybody is good. Hope everybody's doing well. We do got some things to talk about today. Obviously, we are getting closer to the big fight, one of the biggest fights of the year. It has to be one of the biggest fights of the year. I'm sure a lot of you guys in the building will probably say it is the biggest fight of the year coming up next weekend, not this weekend coming up, with Xander Zayas and Jaron Boots Ennis. We've been watching both these guys do media. Shout out to Matchroom for and DAZN, right, coming together, giving us these media days. Well, not medias, but you know, these all access, right? Videos that they've been doing. We've been watching both fighters come together, man. Xander Zayas looking great. Boots looking great. Both guys look like they're going to be stepping into this in great shape. You know, there's still about, 12 days. I don't know what the math is, maybe 13 days. I don't know, probably like 10, 12 days before the actual fight happens. So, you know, we hope everybody stays healthy. No last minute injuries or illnesses or any ailments or anything that can get fight happening. But we are getting closer to that time and that period. And there's been quite a narrative built around this fight from the day this fight was created, right, ladies and gentlemen? From the day this fight was actually put pen to paper and announced, there was mixed feelings across the board. A lot of people, the Puerto Rican community, especially, right, the Latino community, have really jumped behind Xander Zayas, loving the spirit of fight that he brings to the table. You know, I don't know if anybody wants to argue that he made this fight without having to make this fight, and that speaks volumes on Xander Zayas' character. So that within itself has built up somewhat of a fan base. But I think the boxing enthusiasts appreciate the stylistic matchup in front of us. But for the most part, there's also a large group of fans, boxing fans across the space who have said, listen, too soon. Xander Zayas too soon. You know, although he's a unified champion, he's young, 23 years old, the youngest unified champion in the game. He has so much promise. You know, did Top Rank make a mistake allowing Xander to get behind the driving wheel, right? Get behind the steering wheel of his own career and allow him to go against what some people argue is against the best judgment of a lot of people around him. He said, listen, man, this fight, you sure, champ? And, Xander, being the confident fighter that he is, has made it happen. And we appreciate that as fans. The fighters who get in front of all the nonsense, who get above all the politics and say, listen, man, I'm here for certain fights. I'm here to fight the best, and they here to deliver on it. And that being said, we've talked about this before for Jaron Boots Ennis, an opportunity for him. He's not used to this kind of treatment, right? Jaron Boots Ennis is used to having to chase these type of fights around, and they're usually waiting him out, whether they're waiting for the division to become too much as far as weight is concerned, whether they use the across the street politics, whether they price themselves out of fights. Jaron Ennis always struggling somewhat in the uphill battle to make these big fights happen. And if you are a Jaron Boots Ennis fan, then you are just ecstatic that he finally gets to get a legitimate signature fight to prove to the world what you've probably always known, what you've professed from the highest hilltop about who Jaron Boots Ennis is. So here we are. Time to show and prove. And we got a lot to talk about today, because watching Xander Zayas as he's been moving thus far in all his interviews. Shout out to Brian Cluster. We'll be playing some clips from his interview he had with Xander Zayas. Real good interview with Brian. We all know who Brian Cluster is, right? The man is just, a staple in the boxing community, right? The way he carries it. And we've known him from the PBC events and doing those interviews and doing the commentating. So a great interviewer, and a great interview he did with Xander Zayas. Xander still speaking from the same position, confident, not worried about what the odds are saying. Odds makers are not making him the favorite, even though he is the unified champion. He is the guy giving out the opportunity. They're saying, man, just highly unlikely that he's able to do it. The odd test says Jaron Boots Ennis is just way too experienced for Xander. Xander talks about seeing holes in Boots' game. We've been hearing him say that, and we're going to talk about it today. How legitimate are those observations, and how much is it maybe is Xander being a little delusional, right? I've told you guys, I love the way Xander's talking right now. The way he's talking just seems like he's really taking things into real consideration. He's very aware of his mortality in a fight like this, but he just believes that Jaron Ennis hasn't seen enough adversity in his career, hasn't seen enough struggle, hasn't hit a wall in his career to where he's had to make adjustments. And he believes he's able to give him those looks, and thinks he speaks on a lot of things in this interview, right? The lights, the action. He lives for the celebration of the crowd. He lives for those moments where, he can make a Sports Center moment, right? A meme moment to have, whether it's a quick little stylistic dance or a slip shot, or, a little caution to the wind and keep his hands a little low at times, or, a little explosive and maybe, not always on balance, maybe. I don't know, right? All these different things that he talked about, but he seems very serious and focused about it, right? It is what it is. And on the Jaron Boots Ennis side, we're going to talk about whether or not Jaron Boots Ennis is Jaron Boots Ennis dialed into his moment the right way as far as what he needs to do inside the ring, or, Jaron Boots Ennis did an interview with Showbiz, shout out to Showbiz, where he says he's the cash cow. Jaron Boots Ennis says he's the cash cow. He's every fighter's in that division's biggest payday, so no fighter can avoid him. This is a new position for Jaron Boots Ennis. When we remember Jaron Boots Ennis at 147 pounds, Jaron Boots Ennis wasn't the cash cow, right? He wasn't every fighter's biggest payday. And it was hard for him to get the fights, because in order for him to get the fights, he'd have to be the fighter's payday, the biggest payday. But Eddie Hearn wasn't necessarily either willing or able to facilitate that at all times. We saw how the Brian Norman Jr. fight went to, how that negotiation went to hell. Obviously, also hearing about the Stanionis fight and how much Jaron Boots Ennis had to go into his own pay plan, his own purse, to make Stanionis whole in order to make that fight happen. And even with that happening, there were rumors that PBC was trying to navigate around that fight. So this is a new position, one might argue, that Jaron Boots Ennis is in, to be the cash cow. He's definitely feeling like he's a cash cow. He has an understanding of the value he brings, of the momentum he's building on, being an exciting fighter. A lot, I would say, a must-see fighter. I don't care who he's fighting. You just want to see Jaron Boots Ennis fight. But I don't know if it's translated into him becoming the cash cow, right? Shout out, somebody in the building said cash cow. I think it was Eduardo. Who was it? somebody in the building, Eduardo Alvarez spoke on it, but the cash cow was like, he's never even done a pay-per-view. He's never even headlined a pay-per-view before. So is Jaron Ennis feeling himself a little too much? Is he the one who's kind of like in the lights, and is he distracted? Is he distracted from the assignment? Is he sleeping, looking past Xander Zayas? We'll talk about all those things today, right? Why not? It's time to have those type of conversations. We're getting closer and closer to the fight. You guys already know we're going to open up that panel as well. So I can't wait to have you guys step up here and let me know how you feel about it, right? Xander Zayas, the big star, the big cash cow. He's really appreciating this moment in his career. He's felt like he's fought his way up to build up this status. And, he just believes when it comes to the experience to being in this space, Xander Zayas is just not used to it. Now, you ask Xander Zayas on the other side how he feels about it. He says he's been doing this. He's been in the limelight ever since he's been in high school, he says. I've been the superstar. I'm the youngest guy signed to boxing. I've been had cameras in my face. The expectations has been on me. The pressure's been on me. You can't argue with Xander on that either, right? Xander's been a big sought-out prospect. We watched Xander Zayas grow up in front of our eyes. Always in the limelight, even though he never, before he headlined a card or did anything like a pay-per-view. Xander Zayas was just sought after. Bob Arum signed him at 16 years old. A 16-year-old signed to a professional contract before he even had a professional fight, just based off of the amount of buzz he was able to build around himself, just based on what he did in his career as a youngster, all the way through his career, all the way through his career to where he's at now, finally, in collecting a unification. I mean, based off of Top Rank knowing him since he's been 16 or maybe before that, right? They have confidence as well in Xander Zayas. And we know, if you don't know, Top Rank develops their fighters, one of the best in the game when it comes to promoters developing their fighters. They have one of the best programs in the game, and their fighters have a winning ratio when it comes to big fights like this. So we got to talk about a lot when it comes to that fight, right? Also, we definitely going to have to talk about UFC 250. This is a fact, right? This is a fact that we are going to have to talk about UFC 250. Well, the Freedom, I don't know what number it actually was, but UFC Freedom 250 for the 250th year anniversary of the UFC. What an event. What a production. We can't deny that. I don't care. Listen, everybody has their personal opinions, right? I'm not going to say I don't care what you think. I kind of don't, because that's your personal thing, my personal thing, right? It is what it is, but I can respect however anybody wants to feel about it. But the production level of that event was amazing. And no storm. It was like it was meant to be, right? It was a storm. It was supposed to be a stormy day. Absolutely no storm hit them, no rain. Great production, music, great entrances. In 7 fights, 7 stoppages. All the way down to the last fight, upsets. It was just a super impactful event. And even the build up to the event, obviously, Zuffa Boxing was there. We've seen Sugar Sheed, a new signing made by Zuffa Boxing, another signing. I don't know if it's going to be the 175 or probably the 175 division for him, I would think. But what a signing with him. We've seen Jao Bataya. We've seen Conor Benn. And you know who else we saw, guys? In America? Tyson Fury. What is Tyson Fury doing in America? I thought Tyson Fury wasn't allowed in America. Hey, that's interesting, right? That's interesting that he was in America getting interviewed. And I don't know. We're going to talk about it today, right? And I'm sure Angelo's going to love today's show, without a doubt. He's going to love today's show because we're definitely going to talk about Zuffa Boxing today for sure. We're going to talk about Dana White today for sure. We're going to talk about Tyson Fury and his is he trolling, or is he pointing us in the right direction? Is Tyson Fury getting ready to sign with Zuffa? Is he just doing something exclusive with Turkey? And what's his relationship looking like with Frank Warren? What's his relationship looking like? With with the Anthony Joshua fight, what are we looking at in real time? What are we really looking like in real time at what's going on with Tyson Fury and Zuffa Boxing? And, you know, Dana, hold on one second here, man. Dana, not the type of person to share up to information, but he'll give you a little breadcrumb trail to follow a little bit and just say, listen, like he says, judge me at the end of the year, you know, January 2027, judge me on how the 2026 went and tell me whether or not I was BSing or not. We know that there's currently rumors circulating that Dana White is involved in to a certain capacity in this Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight. And, you know, you ask Eddie Hearns or you ask Frank Warren, you know, it couldn't be furthest from the truth. And, you know, they'll tell you that there's a contract that specifically speaks on Dana White, Zuffa Boxing involvement in this fight being put together. And, you know, they'll stand on that. But then you'll see Tyson Fury pop up at this event. You'll see Dana. I mean, leaves a lot to the imagination, right? So Zuffa Boxing continues to shake things up. Edgar Berlanga, I mean, just great promotion all across the board, man. If you're watching, you see the marketing, and you got to ask yourself, how do fighters feel about this? How do fighters feel about that type of marketing, that look? Can they see themselves in that look? Are fighters starting to get past the silliness of it all and getting over the whole entire world? They're not dealing with the sanctioning bodies and this and that. Or fighters starting to be like, listen, if Zuffa Boxing really is making stars, right, just all around promoting and marketing fighters who would have to work their tails off to even get in those conversations, just everybody across the board getting equal treatment in a merit-based system, are fighters finally starting to see that as an opportunity for themselves? You know, obviously there's always going to be that group of fighters who see it differently, but what's the lion's share of the space thinking about when you see Tyson Fury go over there, when you see hearing rumors of Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson going over there, when you're seeing Richardson Hitchens over there, when you see Edgar Berlanga or Jairo Pataya, or, you know what I'm saying, when you're seeing these fighters, when you're hearing Bam Rodriguez was this close to being over there, what are they offering? And is it starting to become more and more evident that Zuffa Boxing is here for the long term, not for the short term, right? We'll talk about all that stuff, man. Let me shout out to everybody in the building before I bring up my guy Angelo up in the building. Shout out to let me see here. Jeshem Wagner, Jehoshem Wagner in the building. Salute, family. Drew H2KG in the building says, how can Boots be that's the comment right there. How can Boots be the cash cow when this is his first pay-per-view? Wow. I mean, I hear you. We're going to talk about it because this is how he feels. This is how he feels, right? And that's important. And we're going to talk about it today as to why that's important, why I'm highlighting that, why I feel like we should be talking about that today. And we'll see if Angelo co-signs, or maybe Angelo, Angelo is a big Boots supporter. So he might, he might feel like, you're looking too deep into it, Clay. It's not that serious. Of course he's maybe not. Sam from Jersey in the building said, let's go. Let's get it, ATP family. This is our year for sure, man. For sure, man. Let me see. Deloney, Fam Sports in the building. Salute to you, fam. Mine, yours in the building says, salute Claymore, the Rain Man. Salute. Agent 0777 says, salute Claymore and Angelo. Stay blessed, guys. Definitely, man. Definitely stay prayed up and stay blessed out here. Eduardo Alvarez says, cash cow? Eddie has lowballed every opponent since he signed Boots. I like to talk about it, trust me. SOB TV in the building says, salute Claymore. Blessings, brother. Blessings to you, family. Let me see here. Left hand Manny in the building says, salute Clay. You got your session in today? Yeah, I did. I went to the gym today. I did go into the gym. Thank you for keep holding me accountable, bro. I definitely went into the gym today. Sam from Jersey says Boots is the cash cow, no doubt. These lives make my day, no doubt, man, for sure, man. Manyo says Boots packing them up in 8. Sizzle LeBlair, my God, 2 Sizzle in the building says, shout out Clay, finna hit that like and watch this football. Check y'all in 90 if you still chopping, no doubt. Let me see here. 4 Gutty, Coach Bernard Hackett in the building say, hey, good bro from Team Hackett, man. Waiting on that announcement, Coach. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting to see what Jaleel about to do next. My God, Just Do Boxing in the building. Just what's good, man. Jersey in the building. V Mason in the building. Salute. Eduardo Alvarez says, imagine 7 champion bouts on one card. Yeah, we talking about that UFC. We definitely gonna talk about it, man, because that event fell short. Plus, I got to rub it in Angelo's face. I told you Cyril was gonna tap that ass. I told you he was gonna tap that ass. Now, when I say he's gonna tap that ass, that's what I mean. And that ass got tapped. Pause. Supreme Mighty Official 7 in the building says Boots is the cash cow 154. The way it's set up in order to get a big payday, you have to see him. Let's remember, Xander said the offer was more than generous. He also said Ortiz was tripping. Okay. Listen, man, if he is a cash cow, he is a cash cow, right? But what's the mentality? I mean, will we agree to disagree later, or will we agree that this is a new Boots? Is Boots used to being a cash cow? What is it like being a cash cow? I don't know. How does that affect the psyche? You know you're the cash cow, man. I mean, I don't know, right? Confidence, right? Confidence. That's a good thing. Never a bad thing. Z Pacino 92 in the building with the salutes. Mr. Big Play Bray says, good afternoon, boxing family. Good afternoon to you, man. Let me see here. Supreme Mighty Official says, people, let us use common sense. Xander ain't put no belts on the line without getting paid. That means he getting paid. No doubt. Hey, I ain't mad at you, man. I ain't mad at you, bro. I'm loving the feedback. I'm loving the engagement. Thank you, man, for being in the chat, offering that fair take, brother. I appreciate that fair take in real time. Let me see. Jeremy Hurd, 1956, says this should be a good fight. USA. No doubt, man. So it is what it is, guys. Grab your popcorn, get your drinks, sit in your seats, you know what I'm saying? Open your ears, you know what I'm saying? Get your thoughts, get that cerebral action going on. You might be called on to share some fair perspective on the topics that we're talking about, man. But before we move any further, man, I'm going to bring them up here. You hate to love them. You love to hate them. You hate that you love them. Either way, it's my guy. Angelo Reyes in the building. So do I rub it in now or do I rub it in later, brother? Should I wait till later?
Man, you know what?
Get it out the way, or
when it comes to heavyweight, bro, man, I've been taking it I've been getting spanked, bro, all year. I got Wardley, got Dundee, bro.
These big motherfuckers
trying to argue with
listen.
you guys about Usyk, and you're killing me, Clay. And then now I got to deal with this.
Right, Angelo? These big dudes just don't listen, man. Hard-headed motherfuckers, man. They just hard-headed, bro. They don't cooperate. I need some cooperation. We need some cooperation from the heavyweights.
You know what, though? I'm going to come in hot because it's just, look, man, G7, and I'm not trying to make the channel political, but G7 is happening right now, which is the global leaders all meeting in France.
Yes, sir.
You know what they were talking about, Clay? They were talking about the UFC and boxing, bro, for like 10 minutes, like in a little circle, and they had it all filmed. And Ariel Helwani on his show today had to show it. He was like, this is crazy. What world are we living in that now we got world leaders like just chopping it up? And then, yeah, I forgot which world leader it was who looked at our president and said, you know, I think UFC's gotten higher than boxing now, but it used to be boxing is bigger. But the fact that combat sports is even in a discussion on a G7 meeting,
what are we doing?
That's crazy.
Some people say that, you know, listen, there's also a mark of the beast here a little bit of something not too good in history, as far as Rome and the Colosseum and what that represented in the time period it represented for Rome. You know what I mean? How Rome tried to distract the people with combat sports, and meanwhile there was so much going on, so much political corruption, and there was mutiny going on, and you know what I'm saying, the country was being ripped apart, but they'd gather all the people of the Colosseum for the gladiators to show up. So there's also, it gets a little deep and weird, but there's that part of the conversation as well. But I think without a doubt, and also I don't know if you can speak on it because I saw something about it, but I don't know all the information to speak on it from a knowledgeable space. You may know about it. What's the deal with Dana White signing some sort of things with the government to be a representation, or what is that about? What do you know about that?
So it has to do with, so it's actually a really cool move. It happened during International Fight Week, and essentially the UFC is now a part of the government in the sense of or it's actually not. I don't even want to say the UFC, but like basically the TKO brand. But
Uh-huh.
yes, Dana White is the one leading it. Is now going to be a part of the kind of like a global ambassadorship to throughout the world to kind of it has to. My wife was saying it has to do with like an investment in putting together like just a goodwill type thing. So I'll give you like an example that her and I discussed. So France
Uh-huh.
and America has had kind of this issue. I don't want to say what the issue is. I don't want to make it political, but essentially, even when France and Trump met up, like recently today, you saw how Trump was like, "I called the president last night and wanted to congratulate him that Cyril gone, Claymore's got winning," and you can already start to see kind of like a little friend, like a little olive branch starting to stick out,
Like
and
they were
then
using that to build that bridge
yes, and
because
they're
there was
already
a little
talking
friction
about
there during this conflict.
yes,
Right.
and they're already talking about how September, Cyril gone, main event, Paris against Tom Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall.
I
Okay.
wouldn't be surprised, man, if Turkey's
So this
crazy ass
so
spend some
Dana is
money and put
bridging.
that in front of the Eiffel Tower or some crazy shit. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So
He's
Dana's
crazy.
bridging. He's offering olive branches and bridging countries together that may not necessarily be on the same page all the time, but we can all meet around a universal language, which is the fight game. The fight game is a
Right.
language that you don't have to just talk English. You could talk French, German. You could talk Russian. You could talk Spanish, or if you want to separate Mexican, Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? What are all these different accents
All
of
the
a
countries,
Latin
man.
conversation where you can bring everybody together. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that, man. But look, the event was a success. I was watching it. Obviously, I didn't call it because I was in the midst of, between getting ready for work and actually going to work. But I watched it all from, I want to say it was from what was the third fight from the last fight? Because I definitely watched the co-main event and the main event. But what was it? Was it Sugar Shane?
Okay, so the third front, so it went Diego Lopez, Bo Nickel,
I didn't see those fights yet.
and then it was Josh Hokett, Derek Lewis. So you might have been watching Josh Hokett, Derek
No,
Lewis.
I missed that one. I missed it.
Oh, you missed that one? Okay, because Sugar Sean O'Malley was right before Cyril's fight.
That's what I saw. Then it was that fight. That was a fight. That's what I saw.
Okay.
I saw that one. Then I definitely saw the Pereira Cyril Gans fight, and then I saw the main event. The main event with Justin Gaethje. But listen,
okay,
we got a lot of boxing to talk about, but I want to also say I told my brother Justin Gaethje he's one of those underdogs that it's always safe to put some money on, bro. He is a tough, hard body person, and you know what he did? And it made my heart cry. He wrestled a little bit. He laid up on that. Those clinches. You know what I'm saying? What he called it? He was crashing out when Topuria would come forward.
It's called the crash out. That's correct.
Right. He crashed out, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I needed. That's what I know Justin Gaethje could always do. And yeah, man, that experience, that size, that strength, the wrestling a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think Topuria had a crazy second round. You know what I'm saying? He had a wild second round. You know what I'm saying? I was so proud of Justin Gaethje, bro, because he's just been so close to it so many times. And whether he was in there with Khabib or, you know what I'm saying, or those moments he had with Max Holloway was like, man, you let him clip. Yeah, you let him lull you into that fight, man. You don't gotta do that. You don't gotta do that, man. You're better than that. And he improved and showed that separation, man. Broke that boy up. Shout out to Topuria. What a heart, what a warrior spirit, but he broke him up, bro. Broke that dude up. That was one of the worst beatings I've seen in a long time in an octagon. That was a crazy beating that boy took. Woo.
Yeah. No, it was bad. It was bad. And by the way, you guys, I realize you're used to ATP Combat Media talking about boxing so much, but it is called Combat Media, and you guys are just gonna have to eat it for a little bit because number one, I'm on the channel. I heard my guy Claymore. He was helping host a little bit of the Boxing Voice yesterday. Bro, the boxing voice is the most boxingest space. And how long did you guys talk about UFC? How many callers
people are coming up there
in and kept talking about the UFC, bro?
Listen, Ness said, I normally don't even allow this, he said, but he's like, I can't even, it was so impactful, you couldn't knock it. People were calling in just saying like, they're like, hey, bro, I don't even watch UFC, bro. They were like, those people coming like, I don't even watch UFC. That was the greatest combat sports event I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, damn, I don't even know if I would say that. I mean, I gotta think about it because I see so many combat. I don't know, but I gotta listen, man. It was impressive. It was impressive, Angelo. I mean, hit it out the park. Hit it out the park, man. The rain, God got out the way of that event, right? Because the storm was coming, and God said, well, God said, I ain't even gonna get in front of this, man. I'm gonna let y'all have this one, man. Let's go ahead and split the Red Sea. No rain, no storm, specifically over the White House in this event. And that thing delivered on all cylinders, man. I don't know what to say. If I was gonna sit here and criticize it, I don't know what I would criticize. Like, I don't know what I would say. All 7 fights ended up in a stoppage. And it was a certain momentum where it just got better and better and better and better. It never fell off. The energy never fell off. It never flatlined. It never leveled out. It just kept on getting crazier and crazier, man. And I mean, not for nothing, if you're an American, as an American, you had to be proud that an American closed out the show that way and won that way as an underdog. If you put some money on Gaethje, bro, you felt like you were the luckiest person in the world, bro, and you just became a super fan of Justin Gaethje because he didn't let you guys down. And listen, man, he didn't step on Topuria. That's not what he did. I mean, he beat the crap out of him, but Topuria with those body shots, the liver shot, oh my God. Yo, Topuria hit him with a liver shot. I was looking down at my Angela. I was like this. I was like, am I shot? I don't know why. Did it miss me? Crazy shots that he was hitting him with body shots. Great event, man. Great event, man.
Yeah, but, and again, you know, I just got to explain it to you guys that this is a 1-of-1. Dana said on the post fight, even all the fighters were like, because the reporter said, do you think, you know, you would do this again or like an outdoor event?
Oh, yeah.
And Dana kept speaking on, I hate outdoor events. You can't control anything. I don't want to do it. But then for a moment, Dana looked at the fighters and goes, guys, I mean, you were in it. Why don't you tell me, how did you like it? And all the fighters were like, we love it, Dana. And then he's like, oh, I'm still awesome. Not doing it.
He's still not doing
it.
He looked at it. He's like, oh, that's what's up. Yeah, we're still not doing it next time.
Yeah. We're not doing that. And it's true because, like, look, Weather Channel was reporting what you talked about, Clay, and it was got like, there was a rain delay. I think I texted people. I was like, hey, there's a little rain delay, but it started relatively like when it was supposed to, and then it was smooth, just like you said. It was bang, bang, bang. There wasn't a lot of like little in between weirdnesses, you know, going on. And even though it was late East Coast, because by the time I got finished on your side. I think it was like close to 1 a.m.
Yeah, I was on the road for sure.
Time.
Yeah.
Right. 7 finishes, all exciting. And look, man, Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston.
Right.
At that time, greatest comeback, you know, or greatest underdog defeat ever, right?
Right.
Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. Everybody thought Ali was going to lose that fight, bro. He was too old. Foreman was a killer, right? Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. Everybody thought Buster Douglas was going to lose so badly that there were reporters that didn't even show up. They're like, nah, bro, we're not covering that garbage, right? Okay. Miracle on Ice, man. I got to bring it up. Lake Placid, 1980, right? The Russians have been whooping our asses in hockey forever, and it took a team. It took a team of individuals, right? And what was that famous speech that Herb Brooks said, guys? 9 times out of 10, if we play this team 10 times, we lose 9 of them. But not tonight. Woo! Not on this game, right? Miracle. Like they're making a movie about it, right? The New York Knicks, greatest finals comeback last week, Clay. Down 29 points. That'll be a movie. And you know what else is going to be a movie? Justin Gaethje, brother. Because 99% of the people, except for my guy, Coach Bernard Hackett, who had been talking my ear for fucking weeks that Justin Gaethje, he probably did put money on Justin Gaethje. He's been saying to me, nah, bro, Justin Gaethje's going to beat him. And I kept saying, Coach, this is what I do. I know what I'm talking about. And he was like, I'm telling you.
You're going to stop doing that.
And he was right, man. Coach Bernard Hackett was so right. And I'll tell you what it is too, Clay, because even Armin Sarukian, who's the number 2 ranked contender, he fucking, did you see that shit? He put when he did it like 3 weeks ago, he put $1 million.
Well, so his friend did. His friend did, yeah, but yeah.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Like, no. Somebody made like 5 point something millions, made like $5 million off.
So they got paid. But that was a Lake Placid Miracle on Ice moment, right? From the entrance, bro. The entrance, fucking that Ain't No Grave. I don't know who from the Marines was singing the Ain't No Grave. But that Ain't No Grave song, and then they panned.
It was creepy. It was like the Undertaker, bro. It was like Yellowstone worthy. It was like Yellowstone, Dutton Ranch. Like
I felt crazy. Like Yellowstone vibes, bro. Yeah. I was like,
I didn't even know how to process. As I was listening to, I'm like, is Justin Gaethje playing his funeral music?
Right.
Or is this a good thing? Or is this a bad thing? Like, what is he doing? Yeah. And even Justin said he came in ready to lose, man, but he didn't mean like ready to lose, like I had a losing spirit, but just like ready to die, maybe should have been the right word, right? Like I came ready to get it all taken away from me. So great fight, great event, man. Great event. I plan on watching the first half of it on my downtime.
Yeah, no, you gotta catch it like it's a movie, Clay, because they did a lot of like little things from having like the lady who was a part of the Marine Corps, the band, right? They have our U.S. government band. She sang that Superstar song, and her voice, bro, like, hey, shout out to our troops, man. Like the band, the music, man, like, man, they're very high level,
man. First and foremost,
high level musicians and everything. So, but yeah, no, a great event. And the one thing I'll say, Clay, is you were right about Cyril Gahn, although there will be controversy that he did
the
hit
back headshots.
The back of the headshots.
Oh, wham.
All right. The other thing I'll say is, so that's an example, Clay, of a 29-year-old champion in Tapura, who everybody, some people, he rubs people the wrong way because he always does a victory dinner the night before his fight. So he already was having his victory dinner and the whole bit.
Well, he was winning. This is a great segue. This is a great segue.
Right? Okay, he was winning. At the end of the first, he was about to finish Gaethje to the point where my wife, who bet on Tapura, was like, not yet. I need it to happen in the second round because she bet on the second round finish. Bro, going into that second round, how confident was he? Bro, my wife was confident. She was like, oh, I'm about to win some money right now, right? And he was on his way to knocking out Gaethje to the point where you felt the liver shots.
Listen,
Gaethje fell down, right?
I thought he was going to break. I didn't think he could weather it. It, bro.
And what you do at this point, again, coming from the MMA training background, is you fucking finish him the way Josh Hogan finished Derek Lewis. You don't grapple with a fucking wrestler, NCAA wrestler. I don't even want to say it, bro, but why would you go for an armbar? You ain't Ronda Rousey, motherfucker. Right? Like, why are you trying to go for an armbar?
And Gaethje loved every minute of it. Gaethje was like, oh, God, thank you, Lord.
Yes. And then what happens, Clay? Like, again, his face was already kind of broken from the first half of the first round with the jab anyways, right? Mm-hmm. But I do want to talk about a technical thing that most people might not even know. So I'll cover it with you. I don't know if you even know this, but so there's a move that Gaethje always does, but it's like a route tree, right? Where you do this one dip move, but the dip move is a route tree to be able to throw a takedown, like like what Cyril Gahn was trying to do. It's a route tree to also be able to throw an uppercut, but it's also a route tree to do the fake, right? Because if you're my opponent, Clay, and you're looking for my uppercut or takedown, what are you going to do? You're going to put your hands down, right? You're either going to put your hands down to block, right? But then if I go down and then I come back up, bow, I got all my weight in my hip behind my right straight.
Right.
And that's how he got Tapura. Tapura was looking for that uppercut that he got caught with in the first round, and then he was looking for a possible takedown. So that motherfucker was not doing the right, and then bam. So, but anyway, man, shout out to you and shout out
but it is what it is. There was this spirit. There is a spirit with the whole entire story with the Knicks and with the way that card went. There is a spirit of the underdog, man, and it segues great into this conversation that I want to have right now. Real quick, I also want to touch base on this Tyson Fury situation. Tyson Fury in America threw me off. I'm not gonna lie to you, threw me off.
Really?
I was like, what? Immediately when I saw him, I immediately was like, he ain't supposed to be here. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Like, hold up. Why is he here at the White House? But he's supposed to be on a
You didn't like the hat, Clay? You didn't like the Trump for prime minister hat?
Listen. As I'm watching all of that come together, and it didn't take me long. It took about 3 to 5 minutes for me to go from what the hell to oh Dana, you dirty son of a right. So now the rumors are circulating. Tyson Fury in America talking about Turkey is my, well, let me hold it right. Turkey is my promoter until I retire, right? The money is not clearly, right? Tyson Fury is somebody who's always been about his money, always making his money. But this on the back end of this war, this rift going on between Eddie Hearn and Dana White and Frank Warren and basically all of the traditional space of boxing and Dana White, but specifically around this Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight, that Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, Dana White, back and forth, you might want to say, even though Dana's not really participating as much as people want to say he is. He's more just like kind of directing people to January 2027 every time they talk to him. That's what he loves to do, right? He likes to direct them right to, what did I say? What did I say? Oh, is that what he said? Okay. Oh, he said that too? All right. He's still saying that shit? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, you got to take it. If you put on your boxing hat and you're a pundit in this space and you're paying attention, you got to go, what in the is going on here? What is going on here? Is he signing the Zuffa? Is it just an exclusive deal with Turkey? And once again, another Dana White with the promotional hat on. And I've been telling people this the whole time, right? The Zuffa Boxing League in comparison to Dana White, the promoter outside of the league, right? There's this promoter version of Dana White that is there talking to the biggest stars in the game and ready to facilitate and promote the biggest events in the game. Why would a Shakur Stevenson be interested? Why would a Devin Haney be interested? Why would a Tyson Fury be interested? Why would a Conor Benn be interested? Why is a Richardson Hitchens there? Edgar Berlanga? Why are these fighters who on the traditional space they have somewhat of a brand? Some of them are big superstars. Some of them are on the verge of being superstars. I mean, Edgar Berlanga has been in the ring and collected the payday with Canelo Alvarez. Hitchens is been in those conversations and making some big fights, but didn't exactly follow through with them. Dana White, the promoter. Dana White, the guy who's working for Turki Al-Sheikh. Turki Al-Sheikh, the owner of Ring Magazine. Turki Al-Sheikh, the owner of all these big ring cards in Riyadh season. And Dana White works for Turkey. And I think people in the space have limited Dana White to this league. They keep limiting him to this little space, to where this island that they want him to be on. And they're so convinced that this island's not going to be successful. And I just feel like they're not paying attention to the big pink elephant in the room, the big pink elephant in the room. And I think fighters like Tyson Fury are starting to acknowledge and see it. And they're starting to be like, so there's this other part for me. There's a space in this whole entire situation for me. The paydays, the big fights. What do you think about seeing Tyson Fury there, man?
Yeah, no, I wasn't surprised. I was texting people like, isn't it cool to see Tyson Fury there, right? Because again, what people are like undermining and not talking about? Usyk was there too. Usyk was on a table talking to Nick Khan and Dana White, right? And I think it was December, maybe you and I talked about it live, where I was like, yeah, there's word that Usyk's going to be going to Zuffa too, right? Mm-hmm. And then the Usyk thing kind of didn't materialize yet. And then Usyk ends up fighting Rico Verhoeven. But why the fuck is Usyk sitting there at the Oval Office meeting with the president and then talking to Dana White and Nick Khan, right? Like you're seeing it all come together in real time. with the vision of what Dana has always said. He's going to break it down. He's going to break boxing down. He's going to build it up, right? Sure helps to build up boxing when you have the biggest stars, right? And like it or not, whether or not Tyson Fury you believe is one of the best heavyweights in the world, or whether or not you think he's done, fact of the matter is the guy just fought on Netflix. He's got his own Netflix television show. He is one of the most recognizable, popular heavyweights in the world. Right. And now someone like Eddie Hearn, and look, man, I get it, Eddie. I get it. You're mad, but you're also nice, the guy.
Eddie's my guy, bro. Eddie's my guy.
I know he is. I know he is.
Man,
so,
this
let me
like
just say
my
this
daddy and my mommy fight. You know,
I know.
Like,
let me just say it like this. Let me just say it like this. Eddie, you were the one that said, because Turkey Al-Sheikh is the one giving the money, if he called you late at night, you're willing to sign his shoes. Well, Dana didn't do that. What Dana did was, you're not going to do it my way, then I'm out. And then Nick Khan had to get in between and go, hold on. Let me just translate and make sure everybody's working together. So you know why Turkey's probably working with Dana respectfully? It's because he respects that Dana said to him, no, I'm doing it the way I want to do it. I'll do what you asked me to do because you're paying me to, but I got to do it the way I'm going to do it. And you got to let me run with that ball, right? And I think that now that that's become simpatico, right? Clay, Turkey, basically anytime you hear about a Zuffa signing or a Turkey signing, it's one and the same. It's all and you and I have been trying to tell people that this whole time. We're like, TKO 60% owned by Saudi, which means anything that's involved with TKO is involved with Turkey. So Keyshawn Davis, I get it. You have a top rank contract, blah, 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 blah. If you fight Haney, it's going to be under the Zuffa banner. I just want to let you know that right now. Like, it could be in a Ring Riyadh card. Call it what you want to call it. But who is the chosen promoter that Turkey Al-Sheikh chooses to work with, Clay? Who is that? Would you like
Dana.
to tell me?
It's
yeah,
Dana.
Exactly. So
and I think that's official, right? It's just official at this point, because there was a point in time when we saw that Eddie Hearn, like, he promoted the Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez card, right? So it felt like there was this area of, like, Turkey was still making his mind up about who he was going to make his promoter, right? Like, okay, I got you doing the Zuffa thing, but my UK fights, I just want, but it seems like he's made up his mind. It seems like
he's made up his mind. Yeah, because look, the Bournemouth fight, the one that we just called, Clay, the UK fight, Bournemouth, Riziki, Christian William Smith, Shep Clark, versus Jack Massey, right? That entire card. That's all Turkey needed to see. He was like, oh, these motherfuckers really do put on shows. Like, a boxing match can look like a UFC event, and we can get finishes, and we can get, like, there is no weird ass little A side, B side crap going on. Anyone can win at any given match, and anything can happen. And me likey, right? And I want to point this out because who has been vocal, Clay? Pat Brown, who's currently signed to Matchroom. You didn't see this interview yet. Bro, Pat Brown and Jack Catterall, because they're British, they're not American. They straight up ask him, well, what do you think of Zuffa? And they're like, you know what? We like that it's giving blah, 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 all the shit, it's giving more opportunities. But then he was like, and I never want to say never. Right now, I'm with Matchroom, right? But he's saying all the right things to not offend Turkey and Dana and Zuffa, right? Now, check this out, Clay. You know who just became a free agent and is now doing the campaign of I'm a free agent? Johnny Fisher, bro. If you think Christian William Smith sells tickets, bro, Johnny Fisher, he's about to do what Bam Rodriguez did, which is he's going to sign a Zuffa contract, and then Matchroom's either going to have to overpay him, which will probably be 3 to 5 times what Matchroom's budget would have been, or 27-year-old Johnny Fisher is going to Zuffa Boxing, bro. And this, to your point, you said it at the Boxing Voice, you've been saying it here at the ATV Combat Media, fighters are not fucking around anymore, Clay. The veil has been thrown off. They're like, oh, I can do everything that I've always wanted to do. I could be Jaya Pattaya. What was it that crazy ass? And again, shout out to them, but they don't pay attention to the Zuffa thing as much as you and I do. But they were like, Jai ain't happy. Are you fucking kidding me? Would you like to show me the text?
I was like, yeah.
I'm like, you want me to show you the text of his dad telling me how happy he is? because I can tell you how happy he is. All right, like John Apataya is fucking living the dream, dressed up in Samoan wear in front of the fucking White House. All right, David Benavidez, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You better hook up with the cartel or something, because you ain't doing shit, David, other than ducking Jai Apataya. So stop ducking. Claymore can't even defend you anymore, right? Get all the little trinkets and pay for them all you want. You ain't the best because the president knows who the best is. He just took a picture with him. Jai Apataya, Clay. That's my David Benavidez ran back at you.
Well, listen. And I told him, right? And I told him, and listen, I am if people will realize at some point or another, whatever. I'm here to be critical for Zuffa. I don't overshoot. You know what I'm saying? I wait, I'm patient. I don't know. I'm not sure. I want to see how this goes. Until they figure this out, I don't know. We'll see. You know what I mean? One step at a time. It's a process. But when they do what they got to do, you got to give them their flowers. And they're moving in a way right now to where, and like Ness said, what is it? What are we looking at? And I told them, what we're looking at is fighters getting past the silliness of it all. Fighters getting past the whole story, right? The story of legacy and Muhammad Ali wore this belt and this and that. No, they're starting to look at it. The 95+% of this space is starting to look at who can make me a star, who can deliver on the promise. The promise is to help me achieve my dreams. You know what I'm saying? I said it the other day. I said, you know what? Floyd Schofield Sr., God bless him, bro. Because if he didn't put the petition in with the WBA, I don't know where that conversation would be, right? You would have thought Oscar would have been the one to do it, right? But it had to be Senior to take his son's career in his own hands. Shout out to Bill Haney. If he would have waited on some promoter to do the job, you know, and not get into the driver's seat of his son's career, who knows where Devin Haney would be right now? Would he be driving around in a G-Wagon and in a Maybach and buying his father cars and buying all this jewelry and just being as successful he was? Or would he be an up-and-coming struggling fighter trying to, entertain the crowd and say the right thing on the mic and be flamboyant and try to convince the sanctioning bodies to give him an opportunity at becoming a champion? There's something to be said about being treated well. And as much as they push back at the idea, the fighters tell the story better than any fan or any outsider looking in who wants to paint the picture to be something that it is or that it isn't. The fighters are the ones who you got to talk to. They're the ones who are going to let you know, and you won't find too many fighters who say anything less than, this is absolutely different than anything I've ever been through as a professional fighter. Complete different treatment. Even Christian Billion Smith, speaking to Max Kellerman on Monday, said it's completely different. Been in this game a long time. This is a different situation. This is a different conversation. And the word is getting around town. And it is what it is, right? So anyway, let's continue.
All over the world too, Clay. It's not just in America. It's like
that's
all
what I'm
over
saying.
the world, right?
100%.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like Aaron McKenna, who has been in that system, whoever's tried to promote him for 9 years. He said, I've been in this game for 9 years, and I'm just now finally getting a world title shot. Why did it take so long? Right? Your first fight with Zuffa is a world title fight, right? That's because the space is moving the way the space is moving. And I think you were talking about the Boots thing, and you were saying the cash cow, blah, blah, like the whole thing. Mm-hmm. The cash cow is Turkey, guys. So stop doing the A side, B side. Pay-per-views don't matter. If Turkey likes you, you get in. If Turkey doesn't like you, you're not even getting a call. That's how this works, right? And what Turkey is speaking to directly, if I'm being, and you and I have always been honest about this, when it comes to Turkey, he's actually speaking to us. At one point, he did go on the Boxing Voice. Mm-hmm. He's the one asking, what fight would you like to see, Clay? What fight would you like to see, Angelo? And we're like, well, shit, you're going to put a fight together. Sure would like to see Virgil versus Boots, right? Did he not try to put that together, Clay? Did he not? He tried. Didn't he try twice, from what I understood? He tried twice, didn't he? And it didn't work out. So now going back in full circle to why is it that Turkey wants to work with Dana? Because Dana's constantly proven that he will get done what the people want. And sorry, man, like Eddie, I know Claymore loves you, bro. You're a good guy.
You don't love Clay. You don't love Eddie.
No, I love Eddie too. I think he's a hell of a promoter, but he needs to quit attacking Dana like they're on the same level. And I'm going to say it respectfully, because Eddie, until I could see you talk to the Prime Minister of England and the King and put together a fight on London Bridge and shit like that, what I saw this Sunday, that's something you ain't ever going to be able to do, Eddie.
Well,
that
you got
crazy, bro.
And I said that too as well, man. Don't be mad at them. Be mad at your favorite promoter. Ask them to step it up, because that's what the call of action is. That's what this is about. This is not about Dana dumbing it down, or you guys trying to make excuses as far as why he can do it. He's able to do it because he's made the connections. He's established himself. He's shown and proven over and over again. He took the UFC from nothing to something. It was sold. He made hundreds of millions of dollars on it. They rehired him back on after they sold it because they wanted him to continue to run it. He took it to another level. Then he went in front of Paramount. He's never been thrown off of a network. He's only had networks scream for him. He's always had his pick of the litter. Paramount came at him like, please come over here. How much do you need? 7.7 billion? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what he's done. And that's what's convinced Turkey Al-Ashid to get with him, because of a track record that is undeniable. You don't got to like him, but the track record has put him inside these rooms, has put him in a position to where, yes, he's hosting the biggest event on the front of the White House lawn. However you think about it, whatever you want to think about it, it's all about relationships, and he's good at it. He's good at that. You know what I'm saying? And the traditional space of boxing have shown that they're poor in building good relationships. They don't build good relationships. They get into relationships with networks, and networks at the end of it say, we're good. This is not working for us. I see it's working for y'all. I see you in your $12 million mansion, Oscar. I see it's clearly working great for you. But yeah, it's not working for us. So the pickings have been slim for them, and they need to just step up their game all around, through the promotion, to the production, to the matchmaking. They have to step it up. And if you're a real boxing fan, you know that's what it is. It's not about holding on to what we've had and turning our nose up at what the UFC just did. Oh, bro, it's about, why can't you guys do what the UFC just did? Why all these years? Why are you living in a $12 million mansion? You can't put together an event like this. Or maybe this was extreme, right? But just in general, when you look at Turkey's presence with the Egypt, you know what I'm saying, with the pyramids of Giza, with the 5v5, even with the Times Square, an event that you guys, we could look at and say that event was a failure, but still, damn, what a vision. What a vision to even try to put something like that together. Where is the innovation? Where is the vision in the game? Look, we've been going damn near an hour on this one. I want to go ahead and get into the segue into the other part of this conversation of this show today, which is Xander Zayas and Jaron Boots Ennis, right? We're about 10 days. I don't know what the number is away from this fight finally coming to fruition. Just saw Xander Zayas do an interview with Brian Custer. Great interviewer, Brian Custer. He's a great interviewer, bro. He's just good at I could take notes from him because he knows how to ask the questions, land the plane real quick. He's not like me, all long-winded and making it a conversation. He allows the fighters to really just get an opportunity to express themselves. And Xander continues to impress me. He continues to say the right things. He continues to talk about the adjustments. He continues to talk about what he sees in Boots, the flaws, the flat-footedness, the lack of adjustments. He hasn't needed to adjust. The comfort of Boots inside the ring. And on the other side, I'm hearing Boots talk about being a cash cow, being a superstar, being the biggest payday for anybody in the division. I don't know how I feel about Boots' talk right now. I don't know. I don't know all the way. I'm still favoring Boots to win this fight. I'm still favoring him.
Are you feeling like there's a chink in the armor of some sort with Boots?
What I'm feeling like is, as we're getting closer and closer to the fight day, I'm saying to myself, I hope he's not looking past Xander Zayas. I hope he's not too busy being a cash cow. And that's the name of the thumbnail, Boots the Cash Cow. And what I meant by that is not as to whether or not it's true he's a cash cow as far as the money. What I'm saying, Boots the Cash Cow as far as the character, as far as who he is. I'm not used to Boots being the cash cow. I'm used to Boots being the guy struggling to get fights. I'm used to Boots being the guy fighters are running from. I'm not used to him being the cash cow. Is that another word for superstar? We've seen this play out. We've seen Edgar Berlanga, the superstar. We've seen Tuporia, the superstar.
Well, that's different. But yeah, okay, I understand.
But I'm just trying to say, we seen he was celebrating. You said he was celebrating already. You know what I'm saying? The night before, having the celebration.
Right.
Confident guy who just ain't seen the adversity for real. Ain't seen the reality of the opportunity in front of them and fall short in their biggest moment. You seen Edgar Berlanga jump in front of Hamza Shiraz and get cooked. Absolutely roasted. And he was going on through that week. He was throwing stuff at Oscar De La Hoya. He was talking ish. He was the best guy during a press conference. But did he put that work inside the ring to really deal with what he was going to deal with, which was a high level world class opponent in front of him? So Jaron Boots Ennis, the cash cow. Is this a new Boots? Is this a new guy? Is this a new character? Or has he always been the cash cow? I don't know. I was a little lost. Without a doubt,
is it that maybe he's feeling that for the first time a show? I mean, like he felt it, I guess, in the unification fight in Atlantic City, you know, and he's already done the shows in Philly, but maybe for the first time, he's starting to feel the heat a little bit in terms of, let's be honest, if Madison Square Garden is packed the same way TO versus Shakur is packed, I would venture to say that 80% of the crowd will be a Xander Zayas crowd, right? You're talking about a Puerto Rican, New York fan base. They just had the Puerto Rican parade, I believe, right? I think that, again, we're not talking about expertise or who we're calling is going to win. I'm just talking about like the fans, right? Just like on UFC Freedom 250, 90% of the fans were rooting for Justin Gaethje. Am I right, Clay? Yeah. But that's also, it's in America, bro. Like, you know, it's called Freedom 250. So that's what I'm saying is going into it, I think that Xander is the crowd favorite, even if Boots is the boxing pundit favorite, boxing analyst favorite. And maybe Boots is speaking on that. Maybe that's what Boots is doing. He's doing like the Mayweather villain, I'm the cash cow, you got to come to me because everybody knows for you to get paid the most you're going to get paid, you got to get the best, and I'm the best. Maybe that's the way he's sounding. But having said that, man, with all the upsets happening right now, bro, I'm still picking Boots because, you know, I'm a big Boots guy. I'm still picking Boots. But, you know, I've talked to some people and they said that actually that sparring's fine, but I'm seeing Boots spar Vito Melnicki. You know what I mean? And, you know, shout out to Vito Melnicki.
He also just some footage just dropped. He's been sparring Demetrius Andre. Boo-boo.
Okay. But do you see what I mean? Like again, hey man, I'm not on the camp. I hope you're doing everything you need to. That's right. But I know some of the people that Jalil's sparring, and that's some high level people. Like and by the way, Clay, WWE announced that last night. Jalil's fighting July 26th, Madison Square Garden. I'm working on a time that works around his schedule because he's on a kind of a tight window. We might have to do like one of those taped read the ring type episodes with Jalil, but he is fighting July 26th. He's the opener on Madison Square Garden, right? I can't speak on the opponent yet, but because, you know, the Jalil side's done. But the only reason why I can speak on the Jalil side, Clay, is because WWE said it. So if WWE's fucking saying it on Monday Night Raw, I can't get in trouble for that shit no more. So Jalil Hackett's Madison Square Garden. But anyway, yeah, no, Clay. Am I wrong? Like, am I bugging? Do you think that maybe that's what Jaron is sounding like sort of a villainous Mayweather, I'm the cash cow role. You need me in order for you to get the most money. You know,
I didn't get that feeling, man. What I got the feeling of was somebody who was smelling himself. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I could be wrong, but that's that. You know, what I mean, just off the rip, off the surface level, I was watching an interview like this. The reason that's the whole time I was watching, I was like, I'm like, all right, you know, okay. That's all I could say, right? I didn't want to look too deep into it, but if you're asking me just off the surface what I felt like, I was like, Xander is dialed in, bro. Xander is 100% fully present and aware of his mortality in this fight. He's aware of Boots, he knows. He's aware, and he's not aware of it in a scary way where he's like, oh, no, he's aware of like, yeah, I've taken into consideration this amazing athlete, amazing fighter who I've given flowers multiple times. Even when it came down to picking a winner between him and Virgil, I said, Boots, I think he's just a generational talent. But yeah, we prepare. We're prepared for that guy. We are very prepared for that guy.
Are you telling me you're getting the Gaethje vibes, bro? Are you telling me that
I'm telling you that there's a possibility here. If Boots is looking past Xander in any kind of way, I believe Xander is ready to capitalize off of any opportunity Boots gives him to upset him next Saturday. I think he is positioning himself like, if you fuck around, I'm telling you. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're telling me that you're saying if Xander is plus 600, might be a good bet based on all these things we've been seeing.
Of course. He's a great underdog. He's a great underdog to bet on.
Okay.
He's a super game opponent. But on top of that, I don't want Boots to look back at this and feel like he played too much.
So you're saying this has to actually be Boots's most serious
I believe
ever been.
He has to be serious. He has to be prepared to plan. I hope there's a plan B, a plan C, a plan. You know what I mean? I hope he's preparing for the best fighter he's ever fought in his life. I don't, I hope he's not on some seen that before. He ain't nothing new. Seen him 100,000 times. I don't know if you have. I don't know if you have inside of a professional ring. Maybe in sparring. Maybe in the gym. You did spar against Canelo at one point in time. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Right. But this is your night. This is your night to show the world what you've been wanting to show them. This is your night to do this.
Yeah. This is the Ilya Tapura moment. This was, if Ilya Tapura did what he was supposed to do, which 90% of us all picked that he would do, everybody would have just sat there and said, yep, it's exactly what we thought. So that's what you're saying Boots has got to do.
I'm saying,
anything less than that is a crazy upset.
You got a young bull in Xander Zayas who's like, he's thinking about everything. He's like, he's thinking about everything you do, what you don't do, and he's hoping you sleep on him. He's hoping you look past his ability for him and his team to build a legitimate strategy and game plan that will get them to victory.
You're saying you felt that out of Boots when you're listening to his arrogance.
I'm listening to him being prepared already and already knowing what it is. And I'm listening to Xander who's getting prepared and he's going to use every single day in between today and Saturday to be getting ready for Boots. He's not resting like, well, we got this. He is getting ready. He's not ready yet until he's ready. If that makes any sense, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, today we could be playing video games or we could just chill because we're ready already, but we're not because we're still getting ready. We're going over things again. We're going, pull that video back up. Make sure we didn't miss something. Oh, man, let's, tweak. Let's get it all. We want it all. We're ready. And Boots is like, yeah, I'm just doing some mitt work and we just staying busy, keeping the blood flowing and making sure we keep the sweat every day and we're eating right. But hey, man, we've been here before, man. This is what we do, baby. That's why I'm the cash cow. And it's like, maybe
you're getting the Ilya Tapura vibe.
Yeah, maybe.
You're getting the Ilya Tapura vibe. All right.
I'm still going with Boots, but
right. But you're saying the cockiness is making you a little worried.
I don't know how to process it. I don't know how to process if Boots the cash cow is a new character. If he's an alter, what's the word?
An alter ego?
Yeah, has this new alter ego surfaced to the space? Boots the cash cow. Boots the biggest star.
But I mean, if we're really gonna speak on it, though, he's not, right? Like Turkey, is Turkey involved in this in any way? Is this
I
a
don't think so.
Riyadh season?
I
Anything?
don't think
Okay.
so. I think it's a
I don't know what
100%.
the amounts are going to be, but I bet you it's going to be probably. No, it'll definitely be less than Joshua Fury. It might, but
You
it might be
talking about
less.
money right now? Or you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about money because he's saying cash cow, right? Like you think he's going to make as much as Conor Benn did to fight Regis?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, then
Probably
how can
not.
you be the cash cow, man?
But that's what I'm trying to say as far as ego is concerned, right? I'm saying, should he be feeling like the cash cow?
Right.
Or should he be feeling like this is the moment I've been working for my whole entire career, man? 30 plus fights into my career. I never had an opportunity to show the world. Virgil Ortiz fell through because of him and Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I mean? I had to pick up an IBF belt in the email because Terrence wouldn't fight me. He was going to do his own thing at 154, and so he was chasing Canelo. I had to fight in the Manny Anastanionis Act. I mean, yeah, man, I got a lineal title off and everything like that, but, you know, this ain't the Terrence. This is my Terrence Crawford. This is my Errol Spence. This is my Virgil Ortiz. This is my fight that I've been waiting on. This is about all the years I was sitting there working with Showtime and just getting put on the back burner and not being able to get the shine. Oh, I never had this opportunity. 30 plus fights into my career. People complain and say I still haven't fought nobody. People were upset with me for fighting Lima because they were like, what? You finally get here and you don't make the big fight. You make the Lima fight. You want tune-ups. You want tune-ups, Boots? Here I am, and I've worked to this moment to show the whole entire world who I am. And in this moment, because this is Boots' moment, man, it's Xander's moment as well, right? But as far as Boots is concerned, this is his moment. This alter ego comes out called the cash cow. This cash cow guy comes out all of a sudden. This guy's the biggest payday for everybody. Everybody has to come to him to get money. And I don't know. And, you know, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to check this out, Clay, because the way, and again, you're the receiver of information, so your opinions are valid because that's how it works, right? Whatever a person's saying, it's how the people receive it that's gonna matter. So the way you're receiving it is, it sounds like maybe Boots is in a fantasy world in his own head, maybe, right? Like he thinks he's something that he's not, right? Because if we're just gonna go with facts, man, I mean, like, Ryan Garcia is more of a cash cow than Boots Ennis, right? Like, and I love Boots. I'm not talking about skill level, but I don't know where this cash cow alter ego is coming from now, right? Like, if he was super Boots, right? And if he was like, I'm the best in this division, nobody's ever seen the likes of me since Roy Jones Jr., I could do it all. If he's talking about his own like talent level, that's one thing. But you're talking about money, bro, and cash cow, and I don't know, man.
Here it is.
Not
I hope
any
the
of
zone
this.
doesn't strike me because I know the zone is notorious that they'll strike you in 2 seconds. But you know, ain't that many people in the building, so let's check it out.
Make the most money fighting me. I'm really the cash cow at 154 for real. So these guys can fight this guy, fight that, fight that guy. But when they fight me, I'm the cash cow. They're gonna make the most money fighting me, and that's what anybody at the division. So they gotta see me. I got the hottest, I got the biggest name, I got the hottest name. I'm the best fighter at 154. They gotta see me.
Dude, I'm lit. I'm about to flip the table.
All right. Okay. So he's talking about the specific division of 154 and being the cash cow. And then, all right. I mean, I don't look at that as badly because it's like he's trying to say I'm the cream of the crop when it comes to 154, which at this point, while Virgil is having to deal with Oscar and this litigation crap, he kind of is, Clay, right? Like I could argue that Josh Kelly could probably sell more tickets in the UK, but Josh Kelly versus Boots would make a lot of money. Who else is at 54? I mean, there's really Kelly, him, Xander. I don't know though. You know what? Let me flip back for a second.
Because I'm about to say there's an argument that Xander's that guy at 154.
Yeah, because let me flip back for a second and say Xander Zayas was in the Super Bowl halftime show. He signed to a really good agent. He's doing a lot of Puerto Rico stuff. I don't know, bro. Is it fair for me to say that in terms of money, star power, Xander is equally as the cash cow as Boots? Am I wrong? Am I going to get killed for saying? Because I'm just talking about marketing. right? Like on the outside.
Jaron Ennis says, and I'm looking for the video and I can't find it, so I'm not going to kill myself trying to find it, right? But Jaron Ennis says that Xander Zayas the pressure of the lights, the big stage, he's not ready for this. He's never been here in this position, and Xander responded and said, I've been doing this since I've been 16 years old, bro. I've been the star since 16. Cameras in my face, mics in my face. I've been a sought after prospect. I've grown up in front of you guys in the camera. I just did Puerto Rico. I was just at the Super Bowl. Like, I ain't scared of no cameras. These cameras ain't scaring me, bro. You crazy? What do you think I've been doing this whole time? I've been a star for a lion's share of my boxing career from the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? I've been that guy. I'm not shrinking under the lights. I'm not. This is where I step up. This is what I love. This is going to be a big stage for both guys, right? But Xander doesn't look presumptuous as much as Boots does. Xander's more so respectful about what it is, and Boots is classifying Xander as somebody who's not on the level, never been here before, But what if he is on the level? Are you ready for that version of Xander? Is that the Xander you're getting ready for? Or are you getting ready for the little kid who's really being fast-tracked and shouldn't even be in the ring with you? I don't know, man. I mean, listen, I wanna restate this. I'm picking Boots to win this fight.
Right.
I'm supposed to pick anybody else. I think Boots has earned the right to be the favorite here. I've seen so much things from Boots. He is the favorite to me. I'm going to lean with him. But I'm telling the world, this is a game, young, fiery ass lion, bro, who's looking to make his name.
Home crowd advantage. I mean, who's to say that Bad Bunny won't be there ringside with him? Puerto Rico will be behind him. Puerto Rican Americans are going to be behind him. Madison Square Garden, which I think, didn't he win the title from the Mexican guy at Madison Square Garden? Am I bugging? Wasn't that at Madison Square Garden at the smaller theater? Was it?
Yeah, it might have been. You talking about Jorge?
Yeah. So I think so. And then he did Puerto Rico. So you're saying that there's an interview somewhere where Boots is saying that Xander will fold under the lights.
Yeah, he's saying by the time it's fight night, he's going to be drained. He's saying he's in a fight. He's in a fat camp. He's in a fat camp, and he's doing all this media, and you know what I'm saying, he's never had to do all these things before. This is going to drain him. He's not used to this, all this attention. He's not used to this. This is where he lives. This is what he does. This is where he blows up. He lives for the light. Xander's not used to this, and he's expecting the lights to be too bright for Xander on fight night.
Wow. I don't know if I would have. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I have to really look at how Boots is right now, because I would have figured that Boots just talking about his own skill set would be enough. You know what I mean? Right? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, Xander's never seen anyone like me. I go left. I go right.
Right.
I got power on both hands. I can counter. I could attack. I could defend. Like, but
he's not saying that. Bro, he's not saying that.
Lights?
He's not saying that. Matter of fact, to compound it, what he's saying is he's going to do whatever he wants in that ring. He's going to do whatever he wants. That's what he's saying. So,
might want to watch UFC 350, Boots.
I'm favoring. We're both favoring Boots, because this conversation is about people thinking differently, right? I want to bring it full circle again. We're picking Boots.
Yeah, we're picking Boots. But Deji did win.
Did you see my face? I'm picking Boots. You hurt? I'm picking Boots, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm picking Boots. But this is a interesting scenario, because guys, that's what we're here to do. Is we're here to narrate the story for you and give you the story. We and what a buildup it's been up until this point, especially in New York with the Knicks doing what they just did on the back end of what happened in DC with Justin Gagey. bro. I mean,
yeah, don't let Xander come in there with a Knicks jersey, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
he might.
oh my God.
Who knows, right? Who knows?
Oh.
But Xander has, I see somebody in here say, I think it was Akeem. Let me try to find what Akeem said in here real quick here. He says, what did Xander sell? I know Xander has Bad Bunny. Xander ain't hanging his hat on being a star or selling. Matter of fact, Xander's hanging his hat on legacy. He's hanging his hat on making history inside of that ring. Xander ain't walking around here talking about he the biggest payday for nobody. I don't know what Xander's getting paid. Xander ain't walking around A side, B side. He made this deal damn near 50-50. I think it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 deal. Xander didn't claim A side and say, yo, I'm the star, bro. You supposed to be taking, I'll give you an opportunity. I'll give you 70-30. I'll give you 60-40. Xander left all that ego to the side and says, 50-50. Let's get 50-50. This ain't about money. I'll make the money later. I'll make the money later. That's not what this is about. Think about what you guys are watching. And it's okay to process all this insight we're giving you, all this perspective, and at the end of it still being like, I got Boots winning. How about that? I don't want you guys to feel like I'm trying to convince you Boots is going to lose. What I am trying to speak on is this intangible that you might not be paying attention to, that you might be sleeping on. Right. I want you guys to remember that we always sit here on this channel and talk about the 70-80% mental, 20-30% physical aspect, and understand that your mind got to be right on your biggest night. You got to be mentally dialed into the right space. And if you're focused on the wrong things, if you're distracted and if you already won, if you're already eating your victory dinner.
I mean, look, I think that what you're saying too is that based on what you've seen in these interviews, Xander's talking more as if I'm preparing for the fight and everything that can go right and that can go wrong, and I'm going to keep preparing all the way up until the fight, because this is not about me being a star. More importantly, this is about me cementing that this is my Moby Dick. Right. This is my great
on the back end of this. I'm the credibility is undeniable. I
King
am
of New York.
I'm potentially the face of boxing, even whether you guys believe
and
it or
he
not.
would be, by the way. No, he would be, Clay. If he beats Boots.
Listen, what I'm saying is, because there's going to be people who's going to say no, right? So I don't want to argue or debate people on that. If you don't feel like he is,
hey,
fine.
man,
But
come on, what are we doing?
What I'm going to say is he has every reason to believe that he has every reason to embrace this moment with that mentality.
Okay, let me ask you a question right now. Let me ask you a question right now, man. And again, I'm one of the people, I think you were one of the people too. You didn't think Gaethje was going to win, right? This wasn't like our 50-50.
I didn't think so. I knew he could. Right? I knew Justin Gaethje was a wild
I knew
animal.
He could also, but I just didn't think that. Like,
I didn't pick him.
Gaethje's about to be 38. Ilya's 29. There's nothing I've ever seen.
But also, I'd like to say the reason was because I didn't think he would do what he did, which is use his wrestling. I thought he'd be reckless, and I thought he'd keep on doing that shit, that mentality that I'm probably gonna get knocked out, but I won't get knocked out most of the time. Shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No. So again, but let's not mince words here. Right. Boots Ennis, to everybody, all the analysts, everyone, Eddie Hearn, everybody across the board, I've been saying he should have already been on the pound for pound list. People hate that shit, but I believe he should have already been. The minute he became a unified champion in Ring Magazine, 147, he should have been on the pound for pound list. I get it though. You guys keep saying, and you probably will even say this, when should he beat Xander like he's supposed to beat Xander, because what his resume and talent level has shown is so much greater than what Xander's resume and talent level has shown. He should definitely win. He's such an overwhelming favorite that I wouldn't be surprised, Clay, if the odds makers were like, you know what? You want to bet on Xander because you're emotional? Go ahead. It's plus. We're going to start the line at plus 800. And the more you guys bet on Xander, the more the line's going to get closer. But we're going to start it so high that all of you guys that believe in Xander, we're just going to let you bet on him, right? Right? So if Xander pulls it off, why can't I Angelo Reyes say, hey man, that's the face of boxing. Right? Like, because when I ask you right now, Claymore, in terms of the MMA world, just MMA, who's the face of MMA today? We're talking today. Today, June 16th. Who would you say is the most right? No, Justin Gaethje, right? Because he just did something. So why can't I say on June 29th, if Xander pulls it off, hey man, Xander Zayas is about to be on Good Morning America, pulling off one of the greatest upsets in boxing. You know,
if Xander does this, in my opinion, I'm not gonna say he's a face because I'm still with David Benavidez right now. I think David Benavidez on American space. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think David Benavidez shook the world up with that performance, bro. And it wasn't about the opponent. I promise you it wasn't. It was about the performance, bro. People loving him. And I just think he's uncrowned. That's it. I'm just being honest. I just think he's not crowned yet.
Come get your crown then. Come get your crown from the real.
Well, yeah, listen. That's another conversation about the fights and everything like that. Because listen, Xander could be the face of boxing after beating Boots, but go and get cooked by Sebastian Fundora in his next fight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, these are all possibilities. When you're challenging yourself and you got the mentality that Xander has, listen, your next fight is got to be your best fight because he's always trying to level up. He's not trying to, you know what I mean, just pick any Tom, Dick, and Harry. So, but listen, on the back end of a victory here against Jaron Boots Ennis, the odds against him in Madison Square Garden, yeah, bro, it's gonna be hard to deny that kid. And I think more importantly, what I want everybody to understand is, by the way, I did throw the link into the chat if anybody wants to come up and build on the panel. We're about an hour and a half into it. You can't fault Xander for feeling that way, no matter how a fan feels about it, right? Or if somebody wants to come up here and be like, really face of boxing, bro, you're all free to feel how you feel. But what I'm trying to really speak to you guys about is mentality going into a challenge like this and how much of a difference that makes. Mentality makes a difference. And if Xander's walking into this as if after I win this, I'm the face of boxing. Xander's already shown you he didn't collect his payday that a lot for weighing out the challenge that Boots brings to the table, the danger that Boots brings to the table. He'd have been well within his right to be like 70-30, bro. He'd have been well within his right to do him the way Devin did Shakur to a degree, right? Like, I'm giving you an opportunity, bro. Take 25%, bro, because you ain't got, you know what I'm saying? Who else is giving you opportunity? Everybody else is playing games with you, bro. I'm giving you an opportunity.
Right.
And he didn't do that. He said, we ain't going to make that part of this. We ain't going to put that obstacle in front of this fight. We're going to go 50-50. Tell him it's 50-50. Even though I'm the unified champion, 50-50, because this fight is beyond money. He's got the right mentality, Angelo. He's got the right mentality about this fight. Boots, are you matching that energy? Are you saying to yourself, after tonight, I'm going to be the face of boxing? This is my opportunity. This is what I've been working for. Are you training like that? Are you and Bozy coming up with a game plan for a slick mover in Xander? A cerebral fighter like Xander? Are you ready for adjustments? Are you ready for that didn't work? Let's do this. Let's go back to this. Oh man, he's reading this. Are you going to be unpredictable in there, or are you going to be doing what you want to do? And that's cool too, because if what you want to do is what I just said, adjust and read and do all that, then that's a good thing. But if what you want to do means when it don't happen the way you want it to happen, you get frustrated like you did against Karen in the first fight. When you start getting upset that he don't want to stand in front of you like that, that he's moving, that he's scoring and moving, he's touching you. He's not doing all those things that you want him to do. Like Xander says, he's used to those guys who want to just stand in front of him and go at it with him. I'm not standing in front of him. That's not happening. But then again, there'll be times when I am standing in front of him. You're dealing with a Xander who's going to box you when he wants to box you and fight you when he wants to fight you. That's what he's going to try to do. He's going to try to make it happen. Not to say it in the same way you're saying it, like, I'm going to do what I want to do, but you're dealing with a Xander who's going to, when you decide to box, he's going to fight. And when you decide to fight, he's going to box. He is going to make you uncomfortable, like he said. I'm going to make you uncomfortable. I'm going to frustrate you. I'm going to do what you don't want me to do. What you don't want me to do is what I'm gonna do. You feel me? When you want me to do, I'm literally gonna be a pain in the ass. You want me to do this, I'm gonna do the other thing. Shout out to Max B. You want to go that way, I'm going the other way. You want to do that thing, I'm doing the other thing. I'm doing on purpose with the mentality of making you uncomfortable mentally, breaking you, frustrating you. Damn it, this kid is damn it, he won't do what I want him to do. Are you ready to deal with that? I don't know, man. Shout out to Keen Blake in the building, man.
Hey, congratulations to Keen. New York Knicks, baby. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. Guys, blessings, guidance. What's up?
Doing good here, man. Just talking this boxing, man. I know, man. I'm poking the bear a little bit, but I'm challenging everybody to put on their thinking hat and come build with me, man, on this one. Because, man, it's 70-80%. I think Teddy Atlas would say 80-90% mental. And the rest is physical. The rest is the abilities. The rest is the athleticism. The rest is the God-given talent. But the mentality, the fortitude of that thing between your ears, boxing is not to be played, bro. We don't play boxing. What do you think about the conversation?
You wasn't off about that, because I was saying to myself too, I was not the last video that they had, but just before, he just has like a low key delusional vibe, like what he says about himself, as far as like, yo, I'm that boy. Like we there's a bunch of other conversations going on about your name. Like we know, you pack dudes up, but this is your biggest challenge yet. And the fact that you like so cool about it, and then you're nonchalant, and then it's like, yo, this guy ain't got nothing for me. Like, bro, he unified the division at an early age, bro. He turns pro at 16. Like he has the kind of the way he articulates himself when describing either himself or Boots, it's like this guy is a pro. Like, even if his confidence threw us off when he was doing the Twitter beef with the Haneys and them, like when he was just like, I'll take this person, I'll take that person. But when he sits down, when Xander sits down and he talks and articulates himself and talks about his or shows you his knowledge of boxing on his opponent, it's like, oh, this boy is ready. But then when you hear Boots talk, he a regular car that take regular gas. Yeah, rip him up. It's like, that's why I feel like Devin Haney, talking ain't his thing. Like, that's not for him. I think we all are banking on his skill, what we saw. Like, we see you pack people up, but we have never seen this level of competition. And you're for sure, but we don't know. Even though we'll say, not all of us, but a lot of us would say, yo, we got Boots. But remember the conversation we were having a couple months ago, it was like, it's how if Boots were to beat him, it matters how. On top of him getting those belts, for Boots, it's going to matter how, because it's up in the air. I always ask myself, so if Boots unifies the division or takes the belts that was already unified, what is next for him? A lot of people are saying he's going to be Boots. He's not going to get elevated to this mythical legend. No, he's going to be exactly who we thought he was, and now his clock starts. Now he has to start putting these names together now and stop going on these European tours and being dudes that, they got belts or records, but they ain't beat nobody.
Yeah,
So
this is definitely an opportunity for Boots, man, without a doubt, man. And even and for his fans, for me as a fan of Boots, it's an opportunity for me because I've been talking of Boots for so long. You know what I mean? I've been picking Boots over. I always try to remind people, Boots was favored. A lot of people were favoring Boots to beat Terrence, not me. But a lot of people were picking, this guy was in that conversation though. Within itself is an accomplishment, right? To be the guy who they thought would beat the guy who beat the guy to become the face of boxing, right? Terrence Crawford's retired with a career that is to be studied. You know what I'm saying? How he moved through and went up to 116, did all that. And the only person who I heard them talk about giving him the smoke in real time, I can't think of nobody else that they brought up in the conversation except for Terrence Crawford. They were like, that's going to be the guy. You know what I mean? The only guy who could beat Terrence is Boots. So, yeah, man, we've been talking him up for a long time. Put the crown on him in many ways. Made him that guy already, just needing that fight. So this is a big opportunity for the space. Let me move to I am 444 real quick, Akeem. I want to get him involved in this because I'm definitely super interested in his take real quick here on this point of the conversation. Gotcha. 444, what's good, man?
What's going on, Clay? What's going on, Ray?
Doing good, dude. We're having hard conversations, man. We're having hard conversations. People gonna be mad at us for having this, brother. You already know.
Hey, 444, your takes are always welcome, man. Tell us what you think.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm with you, Clay. I don't even like to say is he overlooking, because I don't think he's overlooking Xander. I think that this is just who Boots is. And I think the overlooking component is almost somewhat of a built-in excuse, because let's say Boots goes in there and gets dominated or loses the fight, then there's going to be conversations. Oh, we was overlooking Xander. I don't think he's overlooking Xander at all. I think Boots is 100% confident and he truly believes what he says. Now, whether he can go out there and perform and deal with, being, taking the deep waters, that's what we're going to be able to obviously have to watch. I personally don't think he's going to do well if Xander will take him to deep waters, because there's something you said, Clay, that I agree. Xander is taking the fight very serious. And when I see a fighter who dedicates themselves, no matter what the opponent is, they're in a whole different class within himself, period, for me. It reminds me of a Terrence Crawford. One thing, people can clown his opponents that he's fought. Oh, Green Machine was nobody. Well, he was nobody to you because you follow names. You follow the hype, the fluff. Crawford takes his fights very serious. It doesn't matter. I respect that about a fighter. And Xander taking this fight, number one, when he didn't have to take the fight, tells me something, that he sees something in this fight. He knows and he feels that he can actually win this fight. Now, whether he wins it or not, that's neither here nor there. But I love the courage and the desire to say, you know what, I'm going to challenge myself. I fought Baru, and no matter what people say, there was people that felt like Barras was going to beat Xander, or this was a big step of fight, and he won the fight. And he could have just took an easy touch. And no, he jumps right back in and is like, yo, give me Boots. I love that. So I do believe that Boots just really thinks that he's really levels above Xander. And this is the same guy that Boots said that he believes that the Karen could beat mostly all the welterweights. I mean, so what that tells me is that Boots' ability to analyze and use logic when it comes to fighters.
Before, let me just throw this back at you and process it. He gave Karen the ultimate credit, right? Said that guy's beaten. So by him saying he's going to beat most of the guys in the division, that's him saying that's my most difficult fight. No?
Correct.
All right, continue building.
You just hit it. So for me, you just said it. He took his most difficult fight because he sees himself as the best. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, you kind of have to prove you're the best. Your body of work has to reflect that. And as though he's very talented, athletic, and all that other stuff, I think the Xander fight would start to kind of like notch at that, honestly. I think the Xander fight would be a fight that would at least start, like the gentleman just said, it starts now. This fight starts now for me. No other fight really was that way for me. But this fight is, though. If Boots beats Xander, to me, he begins down that path now of wanting to be the best. You know what I mean? Because now you're challenging yourself and so on and so forth. So, yeah, man, I think what he's doing right now, and I ended here. I think Devin Haney in the Ryan Garcia overlooked. That is an example of somebody overlooking. Right? Because what you don't know can actually hurt you. So Devin Haney not knowing the whole PDs and all that stuff actually worked against him because Ryan uses over, he was just over, he felt like he was just levels above. Whereas Boots, I honestly think Boots just really feel that he's really levels above Xander. And he doesn't see. Yeah, I don't think. I think he looks at Xander like there's nothing you're doing that impresses me.
Which is interesting. It's interesting though because the one fight that he gave that kind of credit to, where that guy beats everybody, the one fight he's had where he gives that credit is the Karen fight, and this is like a Karen 2.0. This is a Karen 3.0, right? This is a way better fighter than Karen was.
Exactly.
And also the adversity when Devin got hit with that hook. It changed for him. He had a hard time recovering. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Hey, Clay.
his reaction was to go get it back. Go ahead. What's up, Akeem?
Roy Jones did the same thing against Tito.
Okay.
Roy Jones did the same thing against Tito. He was looking past him. Felix Trinidad. Looking past him. But because that's what this fight is looking like for me. If it's going the way it's supposed to go, Boots is Roy Jones, and Xander would be Trinidad. And Trinidad is, I don't think Trinidad is the boxer that Xander is in that way, but this is the closest these two. Roy, you know how Roy give it up. Roy, hey, I'm the best.
Yeah, and just for the record, I got Xander winning the fight. Just for the record, so
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Hey, so hold on though. Before Clay plays the Xander tape, I think what Clay's starting to open up to everyone who's listening to today, and everybody's going to listen on the replay gang, is that coming off the back end of a New York Knicks coming back from the greatest comeback in NFL Finals, Gagey doing what he just did. Why not Xander? Why not Xander? I think is the question that's being put out there. Is why not? Right?
I mean, does any version of Boots beat Xander, or does a certain version of Boots beat Xander?
A certain version of Boots beats Xander.
Interesting. Let's hear Xander real quick speak on this real quick here.
Reading one interview that you did, and you said, let him keep talking. He's underestimating me. In what way, you think?
In every way necessary, every way of the word. I feel like he feels that I'm not at his level. That might be his feeling, but that's good. Let him think that way. Everybody that has stepped in the ring with me before has thought that way too. And 23 have tried, and 23 has failed, and he's going to be 24.
Boots said this same thing, and I've heard some other people say this. They said, "Man, I love both of these fighters, but I think Booth has too much athleticism and too strong for Xander Zayas." Your response to that?
Athleticism. Well, I do the same things he does. I take angles. The only thing I don't do that he does is fight lefty. But other than that, I take angles. I'm way better than him movement wise. My jab is good. My combinations, my counter punching. I mean, what else can you? I mean, there's athleticism there. You don't just do that fluidly by not being athletic.
I love it. Give me the biggest advantage you believe you have in this fight over Jaron.
Man, I feel like my patience, my jab, understanding my distance. I feel like I'm very good at that. And and knowing when to pick a fight, knowing when to box, knowing when to fight. I feel like he's very good at, with chaos, when the crowd is erupting, when the crowd is going crazy. He's very good at that. He lived for those moments. When you don't give him that, it's hard for him. It's hard for him.
Biggest weakness you think in this fight for Boots Ennis?
Man, his feet. He's flat-footed. And body. He doesn't like the body that much. So we'll see how that goes.
When you look at,
what do we think about Xander in his take?
Hey, Clay.
Yeah.
Real quick, I don't remember what fight it was with Boots, but he was touched up. And when he went back, remember when his dad was like,
phone breaking out.
Yeah, your phone breaking out bad, bro.
Transformer.
Akeem, we can't hear you. Your
Transformer.
phone breaking out bad. You might be driving around. We can't hear you at all. You're like breaking up, like it's horrible. So, what'd you think about it? About what you just said?
And this is the reason why I'm picking Xander. He answered perfectly in my mind. He's keeping it straightforward, no bells and whistles. He's making it about boxing. And once again, mentality matters in a match. See, the part with Boots is this. He says something about uncomfortable. Well, I've seen Boots uncomfortable. I mean, in the Karen fight, he was quite uncomfortable. And whether people want to and whether people want to admit it or not, he was actually uncomfortable in an Avanesian fight, even though that fight Avanesian took on didn't have proper training camp for it. He was actually uncomfortable in that fight. That fight, once again, was stopped by the physician. That's how that fight got stopped. He didn't stop Avanesian in the traditional fashion. And I felt like that fight in itself could have gone. It was getting a little scary because Avanesian was taking some punishment, but Avanesian was giving some punishment, and Avanesian wasn't going down. So the uncomfortability I saw it in that fight because he was dealing with somebody who was coming forward, where everything he was throwing, it wasn't stopping him. And I realized that when Boots cannot do what he's comfortable doing, he really doesn't know what to do. That's when you start seeing that I don't call it elite. You start seeing things like, okay, well, Karen is like, where was your ability to cut the ring off? I mean, you 30-something fights, bro. You should know how to cut the ring off. I mean, like you are.
No, wait, because there's two Karen fights, right? So I think just recently you were talking about the second one, but it sounds like you went to the first one now.
The first one, I apologize. I'm talking about the first one.
No, it doesn't matter which one. I just want to be on the same page as you to just be visually where you
correct.
are. Correct. Right now, you're at the first one.
Yes, first fight. Okay. Yep, first fight. Yeah. And that was us being able to see the uncomfortability and not knowing what to do and starting to kind of look a little quonky in there because he was looking kind of wonky. And we were going to be honest, Karen was making him look really wonky with the misses and the movements and his lack of ability to cut the ring off and to figure out how to set traps to get Karen to stop. I mean, if we're going to look at that fight and not collect any data and just think that he's going to go from that and just be able to dominate a Karen 2.0, I mean, Xander is, I believe, levels above Karen. I mean, this guy has the length, he has the height. Yeah. He's tall. He's athletic. He can move. Keyword patience. Patience. If people think that Xander is just going to sit there and allow Boots to just do what he do, they're wrong. And that is a problem. That will be a problem. And that is the reason why I'm banking on Xander, because he has the right mentality. He's saying the right things. And to be quite frank, seeing him in fights, I'm actually able to see the application. I see what he does. He's not afraid to throw bangers. He's not afraid to move. Like, he can do both. You know what I mean? And he's just very honest with it. So
that's what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, as far as him talking about his attributes, as far as him just the way he described it, did you feel like he was being delusional, or did you think he was giving himself a fair take?
A fair take. Fair take for sure, because I see it. I see
what do you
it.
think, Angelo? Did you think that was a fair take? Do you feel like he was giving that Xander was giving a fair take on himself about his control on range? And you think
no, I'm going to tell you right now, man. Listening to you and 444 making me look at odds, brother.
Don't do it. Don't do it, bro.
Don't do it.
now I'm listening to Xander, and I'm like, man, I've been getting my
Nah, don't do it, Angelo. Listen, before my mic got choppy, I was gonna say to you guys.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna put the link out there. Can we get some Boots fans in here, please? Because I don't want to make this so one-sided, man. Let's get somebody up here.
No, we're Boots fans.
No, I don't mean that, but I'm just saying somebody who has an argument for Boots. Somebody who's ready to argue for Boots. I'm still picking Boots, bro. But hey, bro,
I'm still picking Boots too. You guys are making me. Maybe I got a little PTSD from the Gagey and God and.
Yeah, you got nervous on us, Angelo. You got nervous. You got nervous.
Angelo, when Xander said that he can't fight left, he said I could do everything, but I can't
get
fight
out of here,
left.
bro. Matthew Barbosa, you a funny dude, bro. With your weak ass fucking video with the buttholes. I seen you on Frequent channel, bro. Fuck out of here, bro.
Oh no.
You're cooked.
Diabolical.
You're cooked, bro. Get out of here, bro. You're cooked. Let me go ahead and ban you. All right, man.
Yeah,
on the next one, bro. Salute, bro. Try again. Different name. I'm gonna block you, bro. All right.
Weirdo. But yeah, I think Boots he can fight left-handed. I think that works in his favor. Like, he is not as bouncy as Xander. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's because all of that power, all of that torque he putting down when he chopping you. But that's the only thing when Xander said that, like, yo, I can't fight left. I feel like that's going to be a big advantage for Boots because, hey, he might go left all night if he can. If he sees the whole.
Akeem, you're saying the southpaw matchup because we haven't seen Xander fight a southpaw successfully.
Yeah.
Okay.
Successfully.
Right.
And they might be banking on that. I don't see what's wrong with that. If you're telling us that he's flat-footed and y'all could basically do everything the same, but you can't. And that was one of the attributes with Bud. The fact that he can go southpaw changed the fight. It changes the fight. You don't have to have many things, but the fact that Boots can go southpaw in mid-fight. The only thing I didn't like, I was gonna say, I'm gonna just land it real quick. I didn't like it was either the Avanesian fight or the Karen fight where he was arguing with his dad in the corner because they was like telling him like, you gotta finish your breakfast, bro. Like, you're playing around with this dude and you're getting tagged up, and it was like he can't take the criticism or the same. It was deja vu. The same thing I saw with Tank in the ring when he fought Lamont and he was going back and forth with Coach Cal. It was like, what is wrong with these dudes? Why aren't they listening to the people who are supposed? Why are you arguing on national television with your coach that's supposed to be giving you the sauce? I don't understand that. It's supposed to be yes, I got it. He's in there arguing. I didn't like that about Boots. And that was that night Crawford was like, he can't beat me getting touched up like that. He's making silly mistakes.
Right. Triple four.
That's the only thing, though. I think Boots.
Yeah, Triple Four hit on the point about the first Karen fight. I seen some people in here say Karen was running, right? It ain't about Karen running. That's not what the observation for me in that fight was. It was how Boots dealt with the running. He got frustrated, bro. He got upset. He started getting out of his character a little bit. He started really you know what I mean, getting upset. And I don't expect Xander to run, right? That's not what I expect Xander to do.
Yeah, no,
But-
I don't expect that either.
Right.
Hey,
But I expect him to use that movement.
shout out to Joe Uso. I've been picking Boots from the beginning. I think Boots is one of the best fighters. So Joe Uso, you don't got to worry. I'm picking Boots. All I'm trying to say
he got
is,
nervous on you, right?
Yeah.
Joe had to get some clarity. Like, hold up.
Yeah, no, I'm
Joe,
picking
what you
Boots. It's
doing?
just that Claymore's compelling topic today, along with what Triple Four is saying, and me losing over the last couple of weeks.
This weekend, Saturday wasn't a good day.
Things about the odds. Is all
Sunday
I'm
wasn't a good day.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, look, if I'm not gonna lie, if it opens up plus 800, Clay, are you gonna get mad at me if I choose to bet on Xander?
Not
Plus
me.
800?
No, not at all.
You
should, man.
Yeah.
Ayo, shout out to Lance Shepard, 7647 in the building, man. I appreciate the love, man. Only color in the chat today. The only color, not a $2, not a $5. My guy Lance Shepard showing love while he's on the road. Says, Clay, coach, I know I'm late, but I'm in these 18 wheelers. Tune in. Love from Houston, Texas. Keep punching. No doubt, man. Alex, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You look weird. There was somebody else who came in the building, bro, showing butt cheeks and everything like that. I don't think I'm ready to do that. Alex, you there? Can you see me, Alex, you? Yeah, you don't even see me. Look at you, Alex, you. Yeah, you're not even paying attention, bro. Yeah, you waving your hand. Nah, bro. Matt, whatever your name is, 2.0. Nah, homie. We blocking you, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna block you because I'm not too sure, but I'm not putting you over my channel, bro. No, you're waving your hand for what, bro? You look like you're on some weird shit, bro. Your boy just came up in here with butt cheeks and balls and dicks and all types of stuff in the picture and everything like that. Yeah, I think we're gonna pass on you, brother. Yeah. We're gonna pass on y'all. They've been on the run. They've been trying to get me, bro. Hold on. What do you say here? Alex, he says, I would bet on Xander Zayas. Another time, Alex. Subscribe to the channel, man. Talk in the chat. Convince me. Next time we'll talk about it, bro. I'm not doing that with you, man. Your guy, Matthew Babos came in there looking weird, bro. It is what it is.
Man, what's up with all the butt cheeks?
Nah, bro. Did you Frequent had somebody on the show the other day, and it was like, I'm talking about grotesque, like, man, like it was horrible. It was grotesque, bro. And then this guy comes up, and it was the same guy who showed up on Frequent channel. I seen the picture of him, you know what I'm saying? And I said something to him, and what he do in the corner of his screen, he put up some nasty ass shit on the corner. And then look in those private chat. You see what it says, right? I will get you. Do you look in the private chat? It says, I will get you. No, the hell you won't. Anyway, Lance Shepard, man, I appreciate you, man. No doubt, man. Stay running, driver. Be safe out there, man. I appreciate you. And listen, man, I'm happy we can provide you some entertainment while you out there, bro. Definitely. You know what I mean? Yeah. He said, clearly the only one who makes sure. You're damn right, bro. I'm not playing the games with these dudes, bro. If I don't know you, I ain't letting you up here, bro. Shout out to my brother Greg Hackett. Freaking got hit the other night. I ain't getting hit by you dudes, bro. Get up out of here, man. Get up out of here, bro. But
Man, too many haters.
Nah, bro. They out here trying to get your channel taken down. They playing games. They got nothing better to do, bro. But listen, man. At the end of the day, this fight right here is a fight that has greatness written all over it. I think the winner of this fight has a legitimate argument to be in the pound for pound list, especially Boots. I think if Boots wins this fight, he definitely has a right to be in that pound for pound list, 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that range. You know what I'm saying? He should be in there. Xander, I would feel like should be in the conversation as well, but he hasn't moved through the weight classes. I don't know. You know what I mean? But Boots for sure. You know what I'm saying? Lineal champion, going to be a unified champion and beating somebody like Xander Zayas. I would give him those flowers, man. But Boots has to be dialed in, bro. He's got to be dialed in, bro. He's got to be and shout out to 444. He bounced out early. I'm sure he had to bounce out, but he said something significant earlier when he first got on. He says, I don't think Boots is cocky. I think this is just who Boots is. And my thing is, who Boots is is the guy who is fighting. Look, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to ask you guys: is Boots the guy who fought Karen the first time? Is that Boots? Is Boots the guy who fought David Avenesian and fought Karen the second time? Is that Boots? Or were those like not motivated Boots, not the real Boots? Is that not the Boots who she expect? Does that make sense? Because if that's really Boots,
I think you're saying there's two different versions of Boots. There's the, hey, this is Boots, like peak motivation guy Boots, like Stanionis, right? He was very motivated for that fight. And then there's Boots like, oh man, you know, I was kind of eating, I had to run late at night, lose the weight Boots, right? Like, because that was the Karen fight, wasn't it? That's the one he talked about how.
Well, what I'm saying is, Boots said, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Is that Boots? Because when Boots isn't able to do what he wants to do, does he look like Karen? But he didn't with Karen. And, you know, is Boots ready to do what he has to do to win? And you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I understand. If we subscribe to the idea that, you know, styles do make fights, has Boots ever looked good? Like, look good. I'm not talking about one, because obviously he's won every fight. But look good against someone who chooses to box him.
No.
So there's no fight you can recall where it's like, Boots look pretty good on that one.
Xander said something significant before, and he said, Boots looks great when these fighters decide to fight him. When they stand in there with him, he looks good. But when they decide to box, move around, not stand there, when he has to cut that ring off, he doesn't look that great. He wins. Who's he been in there that's really fought him like that anyway? What fighter comes to mind for you that boxed him instead of fighting him and he looked good in him? Who comes to your mind?
Karen, but he didn't look good.
He got criticized by everybody on the back end of that first Karen fight. They were like, yo, bro, what he got exposed. That guy can't fight Terrence. What's that guy talking about doing? I don't know.
Right.
Shout out my brother Ray Davis says the issue we are looking past that everyone has been afraid of Boots. I think the other fighters looked for paydays and for Boots to hurt them. Xander's not afraid.
Okay. I mean, we're talking, Ray Davis talking into mentality again. So, all right. So you got a kid. Okay. So here's another one for you. Cause Akeem, I know you're big on Boots too. Let's say this fight goes in 3 rounds in, Clay. It's fucking looking like Mayweather Gotti, bro. And Boots is killing Xander. All right. Boots is killing Xander. Are we going to kill Boots? I'm not saying you and me, but I'm saying the community. Is the community going to kill Boots again? Because they're going to say Xander's only 23. He wasn't ready for this fight. Top Rank pushed them to do it because of the zone. Is that what we're going to hear? Or are we actually going to
say, I will hope not. I will hope that that's not what they would do, because at the end of the day, Xander's a unified champion. So I hope to God that the world would not try to take credit away from this guy fighting the only unified champion in the division and picking up 2 belts. And you know what I mean? I think the right thing to say is if Boots does that to Xander, Boots is pound for pound one of the best fighters on the planet.
Right. You got to take out Navarrete and put him in, right? At least.
Oh, bro, Navarrete is nowhere near. If Boots does, you just told me, if Boots does to Xander what Floyd did
Mayweather
to
Gotti. Yeah.
Bro, he's one of the best pound for pound fighters. The question is, where do you rank him in your number 10? And that's it.
Right.
Where do you want to put him?
Maybe we can finally take out David Benavidez, that scared.
Listen, bro. Yeah, if he does that, if he dominates Xander Zayas, Boots is every bit of what everybody thought he was, and then some. Then some. Because I think he's gonna have to show another wrinkle to his game to pull something off like that. He's gonna have to show a wrinkle to his game, a whole different wrinkle to his game to do that. You know what I mean? Shelton, what's good, family? You in the background? I see you, man. Shelton, let me see your face. Oh, there he is. Boom, my guy. Okay.
Hey, really Shelton,
so,
right?
They've been trying to get us, Shelton. They've been trying to get us, man.
Man, I got some bad news, fellas.
Hold on a second. Lance Shepard, I appreciate the $2. Says we talking about boxing and these ninjas is freaked out. You already know, man. I appreciate it. But go ahead, Shelton. The bad news. What's going on?
Man, I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm taking this class at Loyola Marymount to become a peer support specialist for the VA, right?
Okay.
So I got my plane ticket. I got my fight ticket for Ennis versus Zayas, right?
Okay.
Guess when my final exam is?
Oh, it's on the 27th? It can't be on a Saturday, though.
The 26th.
The 26th? Okay.
The 26th.
So just take the test and get on a plane. Sheldon, come on, baby.
No.
They fly private now, man. They fly private.
No, because I've been trying today. I've been trying to switch the time, and they don't have a time available. And it's Delta, so it's on Delta. So I'm just gonna wind up. If I can't get a switch before next, I'm gonna try all the way until like Wednesday next week. And if I can't get a switch, I'll just sell the ticket back to Ticketmaster.
And let me ask you, Shelton, where did you buy the ticket at? Is it on the floor or is it on the second level?
Section 104.
Ooh, okay.
Let me look at the ticket. Yeah, it's in my phone. Ticketmaster sends a ticket to your phone. So it's in my phone. Okay. It's section 104 or some shit. I forget what it is. But it's close. It's like right in the middle.
When you bought it, were you one of the early people who got a pretty good deal?
I bought this ticket in late April.
Okay. And were they fair? Were they pricing it fair?
I paid like $500. I paid like $500, with the tax and license. It came up like $516, something like that.
Oh, that's not bad at all for that.
Not bad at all.
No.
Not bad at all.
Only one? You only got one though? You only got one?
I only bought one ticket. I was the only one going. Shit. Why would I buy another one?
Yeah. That's a pretty good seat though, actually. That's a really good seat. Yeah.
Man.
So what do you think about this fight, man? You getting ready to go. What are you thinking about this fight with Xander and Boots?
It's a good fight. I mean, look, you got two guys who really have never been tested. They've never been challenged, really. So they get to challenge each other, and we'll see who comes out on top. But Boots don't have nothing on his resume that makes me think he's this, that, and the third. Everything on Boots, we going off the eye test. Because nobody considered Lipinets a threat. Nobody considered Delorme a threat. Nobody considered Roman Villa a threat. Nobody considered Lima a threat. Nobody considered Karen a threat. Nobody considered Castillo Clayton a threat. Nobody did.
Do you consider Xander a threat?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Because Xander is bigger. Xander is younger. Xander is not intimidating.
Would you say what Xander's talking about? Xander feels he's faster. Do you think Xander's faster?
I don't think Xander's faster. I do not. But I do believe that Xander is not intimidated by that guy at all.
Agreed.
So, because if we all let us turn back the clock, Reyes, let us turn back the clock, Claymore. Who called who out?
Xander
took this fight. Xander took this fight.
Thank you.
Xander wanted this fight. Xander could have fought anybody.
Xander got the high ground, man. Xander he's got the high ground because he's prepared. He looked at him already. He's not the one getting cornered or pressured to do something, and he doesn't have to get ready. Xander been getting ready. He's been looking at Boots like me and him gonna fight.
I like what the brother's saying because that's the mentality component I'm talking about. What happens when the boogeyman, the so-called boogeyman, is actually someone's hunting the boogeyman? And that's what Xander's doing.
And you know what?
And what happens
I'm not saying
when someone's hunting the boogeyman, but the boogeyman so used to hunting, he don't know he's being hunted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, what I was gonna say was, listen to this, right? So we are still living in a year of underdogs right now. And let's not forget, Josh Kelly beat Bakram, and everybody thought Bakram was gonna kill him. And Josh Kelly did that, even knocked him down. So, man, why are you guys doing this to me? You're making me look at odds right now.
Listen, the fight game is a fight game, and this what we talking about right now is that sweet science. We talking about preparation. You know what I'm saying? We talking about ability. We talking about what somebody will do versus what they can do, or what they can do versus what they will do.
Clay, you're muted.
No, I can hear Clay. I can hear Clay.
Yeah, I hear him. No, that you
Yeah,
gotta
Akeem,
jump
you
on
gotta back
and
it
back
in.
on, Akeem. You gotta
Yeah.
jump off, Akeem. Jump
Hey,
off.
All right,
to
guys,
jump
I'm
back
going
on,
in the
Akeem.
chat.
Hey, Clay.
Yeah.
You know, another interesting angle as well is this. Xander genuinely looks excited. Like he it's almost like he's fueled by people believing that he has no chance. And that is almost the recipe for actually greatness for some people, to do something great. Like he looks absolutely excited. Like, oh yes, like his training seems so laser focused on, very similar to Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Devin Haney, very, very similar to how Devin Haney was preparing for Brian Norman Jr. because he wanted to make a statement. I see the same thing in Xander right now.
Then can I ask a question?
Yes.
What would we want to see from Boots? What would we want to see from Boots to kind of like make us more worried for Xander, right? Like, cause like I think, like, once again, I want to reiterate, I'm picking Boots to win this fight, right?
Understood.
But I'm also acknowledging the fact that Boots ain't giving me nothing to go on except for he's a shit. He's not giving me nothing. What you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he's not giving me nothing. I'm just going off of
actual arguments out now. You know,
I'm just,
I mean, what are you gonna say, Clay? Boots is the shits,
right?
know?
I mean, he is, right? But that's all he's giving me. He's not giving me. You know what I like to see from Boots? I'm gonna show people something they never seen from me. People think I'm only a showboat guy, or I'm only a guy who can do this, and I'm gonna show everybody something. I'm gonna show them. I don't know. I want to hear that kind of talk. I want to hear, this is the opportunity I've been waiting on. I've been looking for this type of fight.
Is there parts of you, Clay, that feel like Boots is kind of like almost pushing Xander down, kind of like in his head, where he's like, this dude ain't he's not even close to being as good as me. What do I need to get up for this guy? This guy ain't shit.
It almost feels like that, Angelo. It almost feels like he's not getting up for this. It almost feels like this is just another day. And I don't know, man.
You're really getting the Ilya Tapura vibe off of Boots, man.
I'm telling you, Boots has to. There's a way for Boots to win this fight. I don't believe Boots can win this fight any way he feels like it. How about that?
Okay.
I don't believe in that. I'm not.
You definitely. It sounds like you definitely believe there's definitely a way for Boots to lose this fight.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you guys seen a fight of recent that Boots have been in where there was an actual game plan?
It doesn't feel like that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it feels like he's always winging it. He's always winging it.
And this is the reason why I am. Go ahead.
There was a bit of a game plan with Stanionis. I saw a game plan. Touch the body. You know what I'm saying? There was a game plan to Stanionis, but Stanionis made it very easy as well because he stood there in front of him the whole time.
Yeah. Thank you.
That high guard, so it wasn't.
Yeah. We're not doing that.
Right.
Nah. I'm not diminishing the fight. Go ahead.
I don't want you to downplay the Stanionis win because I thought that was a pretty good win. If Stanionis fights Haney next, are you going to be mad if Haney destroys Stanionis and becomes the Ring Magazine title, or are you going to give grace and say, hey, man, Haney beat up on the same guy that's only lost the Boots?
So I'm a firm. I mean, to answer your question, is that I'm all about fighters being the best when they get in the ring. I'm not really too much. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Josh Kelly fight and Bakram, great win for Josh Kelly. Do I believe Josh Kelly would have won the fight if Bakram had been a little bit more active? I don't think he would have won the fight. Do I believe Josh Kelly would have beat Bakram in a number 2 in a rematch? I don't think he would have beat Bakram in a rematch because towards the later end of that fight, I finally started seeing Bakram start to catch his rhythm. He started seeing, and this is the problem with the lack of rematches. Avoiding rematches or just automatically they're not happening. What it does is that it allows fighters to kind of to skate away just with the aura of the win, and sometimes you just have a bad night. Sometimes it's the luck of the draw. Sometimes it could be all kind of factors. Yes, a win is a win, a loss is a loss, but I think rematches just allows fighters to. I look at rematches like NBA series. You got game 1, you got game 2. One coach does the adjustment. The next next game you see the adjustment. Next game you see the adjustment, and you get this like story. But yeah. So Stanionis, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I was gonna say, 444, is that I agree with you with the rematches, but you are an individual, and here's the problem with rematches in the sense of what you're trying to say, right? So I watched Bivol and Beterbiev, who were the 2 best at 175, not fight for a long time. Turkey puts them together. First fight's a hell of a fight. Beterbiev wins. Automatic rematch a few months later. Second fight, Bivol wins, but still, both fights were so good and so close, and both of them, prior to fighting each other, were being talked about globally as these are the 2 best 175-pounders in the world, right? And because of the rematch thing, we should give them more grace. We should be sitting there going, man, these guys are still blah, blah at the top of the game. But here comes David Benavidez, and now everybody's talking about how David Benavidez is great when he couldn't knock out Vosnik, which Hot Rod knocked out. He beats Morrell, sure, who got knocked out by a substitute teacher, right? Yep. And then the best 175-pounder he fought is Yardy, right? Who got knocked out by Beterbiev, and we all know what Bivol would have done to him anyway. So how come all of a sudden Benavidez is great, but these guys, and I'm only making this point as to saying that for you as an individual, you look at it like I look at it, a rematch would be great. But the fact is, right now in the UK, they're building up Josh Kelly as one of their best champions. Irregardless of whether Bakram would have beaten him or not in the second fight, it doesn't matter, man. But what you do right now only matters, because I could say to Claymore right now that if Boots and Zayas fought 10 times, 9 times of those, I believe Boots beats him. But maybe Xander does get him on this fight. The way you guys are talking, maybe this is the fight that gets him got,
I'm with you, Ray. And to answer your question from earlier, because I don't think I answered all the way, is just to sum it up. The Boots fight against Stanionis, who was out of the ring for almost 2 years. I don't put as much value on that fight for me because I can't, because what am I doing looking at a fighter who set out for 2 years and even think he's going to jump into the ring and be competitive? I'm sorry. So for me, I don't give it that much credence, but that's my take on that. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't use that. I don't use Stanionis. Go ahead.
Let me address Joe Uso real quick. Joe Uso, let me explain to you what I mean by Boots getting up. I think Boots is getting up. I think he is up for this fight. I think he's up for putting on a show. I think he really wants to show out for the crowd. The showman in Boots is coming up. I don't know if I don't know. I don't want to say I'm ready for whatever Boots, but my thing is when Boots can't do whatever he wants to do, is he prepared to do what he has to do, or will he get frustrated and try to force the square peg into the circle hole? Will he adjust and process in real-time data what he has to do, or will he just try to be more athletic? Will he become T.O. versus Shakur? Will he become, just constantly trying to be athletic and you know what I mean, doing all these things, and Xander's just going to be controlling that range and scoring and sitting behind that jab and controlling the range and fighting him at sometimes, but moving when he wants to and finding those angles and slipping those shots. And like I said, are we going to look at Boots looking up at the top of the building and seeing that it's round 10?
Good point.
And his father's like, you got to win these last two. You got to take these last 2 rounds, man. It's been a long fight. I don't know what's going on. We got swing rounds in there. I don't know, man. I'm not going to say you losing, but you got to win these next 2. How's Boots going to deal with that scenario is what I'm saying. Is Boots ready for the most competitive fight he's ever had? Is he building a game plan for Xander Zayas? I don't know. It is what it is. Ray Davis, what's good, man? I ain't seen you come up. I mean, I seen you come up, but I ain't seen you earlier, man. So you coming in a little late. What's good with you, man? You're muted.
Muted. I don't know how I got muted, but okay. Back to this whole situation here at hand. I see it the same way as everybody else. I like Xander's chances, but I'm gonna go on a different side of the street here. I'm gonna try to borrow some moves from Angelo, and I'm gonna say I think that Xander's gonna find himself looking to pull the counter and wait for Boots to strike and set up shots, right? And as he's doing so, he can also let the time go by waiting for the right opportunities as Boots is switching and landing convincing jabs with Xander, you know, especially body shots. I think that's where the key for Boots will be, is the body shots. I think he has the opportunity to slow Xander down. Xander has a really wide gait. He doesn't stand tall. He doesn't have like a really, you know, balanced gait when he's standing. He's like very wide. Boots is wide as well. But Boots is a shuffler. Like as he's standing wide, he shuffles. As Xander does, Xander's like more of a like backpedaler. So because he's looking to counter you off of your mistakes. I don't see many mistakes that Boots will make in this in the opportunities he's going to get. I think Xander's going to leave himself exposed to a few things. We've seen it in other fights. And I think Boots will capitalize on those situations. And when he does, you know what I mean, he has to take advantage of them. I can revert this whole conversation and go the other way, but I'm not. I had to come up here and stand for Boots because you were looking for somebody to come up and speak for Boots. And I think he does listen to Bozy. I think Bozy's going to be the key to this fight for sure.
Can I ask someone? I want to ask the panel something real quick. Who did you guys have winning the Morataya and Andy Cruz fight?
I definitely had Andy Cruz, but a lot of people thought I was crazy.
I thought
What about you,
I thought
Clay?
it was really close. It was close.
I had Morataya win the fight.
And Ray, you had Morataya or Andy?
Yeah, Ray had you had Andy Cruz, right, Ray?
Slightly winning.
Yeah. So and for me, 444, I had it close, man. I mean, you know what? If they would have said Andy Cruz, if they would have said Andy Cruz, I wouldn't have been upset. I'll put it to you that way. But if I had to judge it, I probably would have judged it a draw. If I was judging it,
I could see that.
Okay, and as we watch a fight, did you guys like it? Any adjustments Andy Cruz was making per instructions from the corner?
Nope.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know how many of those instructions.
Yo, y'all watch me call the fight. I told everybody, bro.
So now, what I want people to understand is this: have we ever seen Boots in a fight where he's fighting against, let's just say, someone who is solely in there to just point you to death?
No.
No.
And this is
he hasn't been in those situations.
Now, so here's what I'm looking at. I don't think his coach can make adjustments because I've watched Bozy in several different fights. Okay, so that's going to be a major problem. I don't think Boots has ever been in the ring with a point fighter. See,
Aaron,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I apologize, Karen. And it didn't look that great. Okay, Boots won the fight regardless, but let's just, it was interesting. People were shocked. That is the reason why I'm picking Xander, because this might not be the fight that people are actually thinking. It might be an entire different fight, and that's the problem that I have. And I don't think Bozy is going to be. I don't think his IQ and his on-site in-fight adjustments are going to be at a high level. I just don't. So that's the reason why I'm picking Xander.
And I'll give you a counter to that, right?
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you what one thing that Bozy always says. Boots grew up in the gym. He knows to make his own adjustments. He knows how to do recover and do things on his own. He's just there to basically guide him. Does he guide him all the right way? No, because he tells a lot of, I think 3 or 4 fights in a row, he told the guy, go and get him out of there, right? We've seen him say that. But that's Bozy's point. But we also seen Bozy also tell him to use the jab and the fight in the second Kieran fight, right? That was the jab. But I get it. I get what you're saying. I'm not going to really dispute what you're saying because it's a track record, bro. I can't erase the record of things. So with that being said, I do think that he relies on Boots' self-experience and being around boxing so long to make the right decisions himself and tell him what's going on so he can give him feedback on what to do next. But
I agree.
That's just what I think.
Good take.
Yo, Drew HD H2K2KG says Bozy gonna tell Boots to knock him out. Oh, listen. I don't. Somebody said something up here. Trader Joe Stro says hating on his pops is diabolical. Bozy coaches multiple fights. It's not hating. This is about observation. It's not about hating. I respect the living daylights out of Bozy, but we got to keep it 100. That's one thing about this channel, bro. We gonna talk about boxing, bro. And it's okay to have a different opinion. If you feel like you've seen Bozy do these things, it's okay. But I watched Stephen Fulton get inside the ring with Oshaki Foster and not adjust. I seen him get in the ring with Carlos Castro and not adjust. I seen him get in the ring with Brandon Figueroa, even though he got that victory, it was a nasty fight. He didn't adjust. He could have been cleaner. And the thing about it is I've seen Stephen Fulton be cleaner than that. Before he got with Bozy, I seen him box better. I seen him move around and control the fight and pick his shots and move and be slick. I seen Andy Cruz get in the ring with Antonio Moran and have to not do what Bozy was telling him to do and go back to his pedigree to win that fight. Because when he did what Bozy told him to do, he got clipped and he was on Bambi legs and he had to get back to the boxing. I seen him get in the ring with Omar Salcido and have to leave the Bozy plan alone. We could watch the fight. I'm telling you, he left it alone. Bozy was like, what are you doing, man? Do this. And he was sitting there like, I hear you, but he didn't do that. He went to his pedigree, to his Olympic pedigree, and he outpointed Omar Salcido. And then I saw them put him in the ring with a Japanese dude that just stood in front of him. And without a doubt, that guy was put there for him to knock him out so that he can feel comfortable with the system he was in. Then I seen him get in the ring with Raymond Morataya, and he boxed great. He did what he had. He was boxing. It was a close fight, but I didn't see the adjustments when it came down to it in those championship rounds. He continued to just try to force the issue. He didn't.
Let me ask you this, Clay, real quick. Did you like Jack Catterall when he was with Bozy, or did you like Jack Catterall? Jack Catterall
got into a great fight with Echo Usman that was very entertaining to watch, but he got touched a lot in that fight. And what did he do when it came time for him to fight his big fight against Giasov? Bozy was not in that corner.
Point taken.
Bozy was not in that corner, bro. He went back to you know what I mean, to Jack. He was Jack in that fight on that jab working. He wasn't, you know what I mean? He outboxed Giasov. He did not go back to that Bozy system. He carried that Philly shell a little bit. And there was some moments in there where I saw a glimpse of Bozy, but he didn't bring Bozy to the big show. He didn't bring him. He said, I had a great time out there, and I'll go back out there, but hey, man, this is the big show. I got to go back to the home team. I got to go back to the guys who had me in there against Josh Taylor, and I showed you guys that I was the best in the world. I can't do that. I'm not bringing Bozy to this show. Then maybe the next one, but not this show. So listen, man, I'm a big Boots Ennis fan. Philadelphia, if you in the building, don't take it personal. This is not about disrespect. This is boxing talk. But I'm being honest with you. I got to co-sign what my guy Triple Four is saying. The observation is real. That's why I said it so quick. That's why when he said adjustments, I mean, Angel started laughing because it didn't take long because I've been here. And by the way, Ray Davis, you know, he playing devil's advocate, and you know that's what he's doing a good job. You know what I mean? Like, listen, man, he gonna give it to you at all angles, but trust you me when I tell you, he ain't too far off what we talking about. We've had these conversations in depth. We watched people get pieced up and walk away with victories and be like, that was a victory, but he got hit a lot. And we watch Boots get hit a lot. You know what I'm saying? And people don't want to go with that one.
Credit, Clay.
Listen, it is what it is.
Dr. Eugene in the background, Clay?
So it is what it is, man. Trader Joe said, we talking about a coach with world-class fighters, though. Bozy he is a good coach. But what I'm saying to you is,
I got a better one for you, Clay.
Well, hold on. What I'm saying to you is when it comes to Boots, I've seen Bozy's solution to adversity for Boots, and that's letting Boots do him.
Yep.
I don't see the instructions. Okay, he's doing this. All right, what I need. I haven't seen that. Now, I'm ready to see that. If I see that June 27th, I'm going to give him his flowers, bro. I'm going to say that's what I'm talking about. But I don't want to act like I've seen something I ain't seen. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I can't play that game with y'all. You've seen it. That's what's up. I haven't.
Yeah, can I say this?
Blaze, my bad. I forgot you in the building, Blaze. Damn. What's up, family?
Blaze, can I add this real quick?
Go ahead, Ray. Go real quick.
Sorry. I just want to say, like, Clay, you just hit something on the head, and I never realized it. Bozy, right, is a trainer. I don't think he's a coach. And I think there's
don't say that. He gets so mad because he hangs his hat on being the teacher. He's playing his hat on being the
trainers teaching, right, and developing.
I'm just letting you know,
coaching is instructing. I think the difference is he doesn't give the instructions that or the, like you said, the adjustments.
Damn.
But the training part, the skill sets, the building, the training, the mindset of building a boxer, I think he's there for that.
So what Ray Davis is saying is Bozy's like a good ass linebacker coach, but he ain't no defensive coordinator. Is that what you're saying,
bro? Don't hang me on that horse.
This is a hard conversation to have because I know without a doubt a lot of people is I am a Boots Ennis fan. You know what I'm saying? I really am. I really am, man. I'm that whole team. I'm a Boots fan. I like Bozy. I know Bozy, and shout out to Ray's point of view, but I think Bozy is a teacher, right? Inside that gym. I think he's a teacher. I've heard too many people talk about Bozy teaching, that he does that. But I think somewhat Derek Jamis in a certain way to say that Derek trains, but he has a reputation for having fighters go rogue on him in the ring. And I don't know why, right? Like I've seen Derek give instructions in the corner and do all those things, but then I see the fighter get up off the stool and not do the thing that Derek tells him to do. I don't know what that's about. And with Bozy and Boots specifically, I've seen Boots go out there and be rogue and do him. And I've seen Bozy make an excuse and say, I don't even have to tell him what to do. He know what to do already. Like when people ask him, when they confront him with it looked like he did this and you would tell him to do that. What happened? Oh no, I don't even need to tell Boots nothing. He already knows what to do. You know what I mean? I don't gotta tell him he already knows. I don't know, guys. June 27th. I don't know, bro. Blaze, what's good, man?
I just want to be fair to Bozy with Andy Cruz. I had Andy looking good in that fight, but I knew the judges wasn't going to give it to him. And I had kind of indicated from that fight before that. So I don't know if y'all remember the fight before that. It seemed like a robbery on the cards. I forgot exactly who it was. But the thing is Bozy told Andy what to do in those mid-rounds. Bozy told Andy he got to sit on them punches. And Andy didn't do that. Andy was switching stances. Andy was outlanding them with the pity pat, but he wouldn't sit on nothing that Muratalla was worthy to respect. And so Muratalla got it from just like looking like he was outworking him and pressing the issues because, the punches landed was almost the same. And, Muratalla threw way more punches, and so that's why I don't want to put it on Bozy on that fight because Bozy told Andy.
Blaze,
he told
it's not
Andy
about
what to do, and Andy did it. No, listen, though. Andy did it, but then he got away from it. If you go back and watch the fight, go back. I'll find it, and it's the mid rounds. He told Andy, he's like, Andy, you gotta sit on these punches. You got to punch, you feel me? And he did for like a round and a half. And then he got back to finessing it because, I could see it seemed like from Andy's demeanor as far as how he was fighting, he felt like he thought he was winning that fight. He didn't think he was losing that fight because it wasn't like Muratalla was hurting him or Muratalla was dominating. It was just Muratalla was pressing and Andy was fighting on the back foot the whole fight. So that's just my perspective when it comes to
Right,
Bozy.
but what you mentioned about Andy doing something else is what I'm talking about, right? It's not about Bozy not having the answers, right? It's about just like Derek. I've seen Derek give the instructions. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it's just too much freedom. The fighters are very comfortable going rogue on Derek. Very comfortable. They have no problem. Errol Spence has no problem going there and doing what he feels like doing.
And Clay, what it might be? It might be that Derek James and a Bozy, like, if they dealing with fighters that are talented with skill set, is kind of like their player coaches. Player coaches, let them do their thing, let them rely on their talent, let them get busy. It might
Like
be more of
Manning.
that. Yeah, than more so than, him not wanting to give specific instructions, but I think that might be his coaching style.
And so, Blaze, to your point, I hear what you're saying, and you are correct as far as Bozy did say that. The issue that I have with it, right, is the reason why Andy was afraid to sit on his punches is because Muratalla was throwing power punches. So his power punches, he was feeling them. So, Andy was a bit afraid to actually sit because, it's almost taking a risk. And
though. I'm gonna tell you why I disagree real quick with that.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with. I don't think he was scared because Cruz was making him miss and Cruz was styling. His style he's not a high volume power puncher.
Okay.
Because the looks was there. It was just defensively responsible. It was more defense because if you go to the fight, man, Andy Cruz might have some of the best footwork in the world. Because if you look at how when they was moving laterally and he was going on the side of the ropes, he was literally switching stances like constantly. I mean, constantly switching from southpaw to orthodox. And so with that being said, it's like, bro, I don't think he was scared. It was just more so he thought he was winning the fight with his style.
Okay, fair enough.
You don't have all the answers, Sway. Let me bring Dr. Eugene in. But listen, Dr. Eugene, the wife told me you cuss too much, bro. I need you to pull back on the cussing, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. She was like, "Why are you going to cuss?" Honestly, I didn't care that much, but yeah. So I need you to just slow down, breathe, try your best. I'm sure it'll slip. But
no, I got it.
But you good, fam? What's good?
Hey, his mom will call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. I forgot to say that the last time I was up here.
Mama calling Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. Who next?
But I agree with you somewhat. I agree with you somewhat as far as I do believe Bozy is more of a trainer than boxing coach. I do agree with you with that. But at the same time, you said Boots be going rogue. But think about what you said. You said he go rogue. What is rogue for Boots? Boxing, right? Where did he learn his boxing from?
Bozy.
Like, you feel what I'm saying? So
no, I'm with you.
You can't go rogue if you only going back to your father teaching. So either you listen to what he's saying right now, or you listen to what he done said all your daggone life. So technically, you still listening to Bozy one way or the other. I think as far as like I said before, I think he was undefeated either 3 years in a row or 5 years in a row. It's only got a couple hiccups, but it still don't change who he is. Like, I'm telling you, he like Blaze was saying, he was telling him, hey, you need to work harder. You need to do more. And the thing is, I'm telling you what you need to do, but in a fight, you will naturally go back to your bread and butter, which is amateur style, pat. Cool. You think that might be working, but I'm telling you, listen to me. You need to do more. And he probably thinking, I'm already doing enough to win. I'm jabbing him. I'm tagging him, but he not seeing what he's seeing. And the same thing with Boots. Boots actually he ain't never been in too many fights where he had to make real adjustments. Like the first time people ever said you need to make some adjustments was the first Karen fight that he won 12-0.
Right.
How many adjustments do you really need to make? Because y'all keep saying he always going for the knockout. He always going for the knockout. This time he didn't force it. He wanted to with a couple of those hard punches, but he didn't force it, as in let me chase him down and look dumb and get caught while I'm trying to run him down. He didn't do that. He just I try to get you. It ain't working.
How many?
I want to correct.
How many boxers don't win more than 6 rounds with Boots? How many boxers don't win more than 6 rounds with Boots?
Not a lot. He's got a high knockout ratio.
It's 2.
Just
I already know. It's
guess.
2.
Just guess though.
3.
He know it's 2.
Karen and Villa.
It's 2. Yeah,
Karen
Villa.
twice
And I
and
think
Villa
with
once.
what you did is that first fight with Karen, what it shows with Karen, and that's the one where I think Xander would look at, is with the footwork and making Boots lean over his punches. Because Boots was trying to get to Karen, and Bozy was telling him, get to him, knock him out. And you know, Boots was super aggressive against Karen, but you know, Karen was so elusive and so much defensively minded that, you know, there wasn't no advantage to be taken advantage of Boots from punching over. He was punching over his feet, you know, over his legs in that particular fight. And so that's gonna be the issue. I got Boots going by decision with Xander because Xander got good defense. He got very good defense. He got high boxing IQ, and his defense begins with his feet as far as moving in and out. And so they're gonna dance. And so I don't, you know, I mean, if Boots, you know, Trans got power to where, you know, be up at 154, because, you know, Xander's a big guy. So if he's able to catch him and clip him, you know, I think he might be able to get Xander out of there. But if he don't, and it's a boxing match, then I think it goes the distance. And I just got Boots, you know, winning by the distance because I don't see how Xander's going to be able to deal with the stance switching. I think it's going to be a competitive fight, though. But, you know, I can't be mad at anybody who's just thinking that Boots is going to knock him out, because Boots damn near knocked out everybody in his career.
Yeah, but once again, Boots is supposed to be favored in this fight. He is favored. He earned that. He earned being favored. This is not a overlooking Xander situation. This is not. Boots is a dangerous fighter, bro, and he's shown improving. You know what I mean? Like you said, 2 people have taken him the distance. Everybody else has fell. He earned the right to be the favorite in this fight. But you know, styles make fights, man. I think it's gonna be interesting fight. It's about that time, gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's you know, I've been up. It's about that time. I got to get ready to go to work.
Yeah,
get me something to eat, lay down. I appreciate you guys coming on the channel, man. As usual, great panel. Appreciate the respect that we have for each other. Thank you for respecting each other, and that's the same thing as respecting the channel, respecting each other, man, and taking your time, man. Until the next one, you guys already know.
Wait.
Yeah.
Can I say this real quick to Dr. Eugene, because there was another fight he just missed, and I just want to say about the Bozy situation, right? Bozy did give instructions to Boots in that David, I don't know what that is, the David Avanesia fight, because remember people thought he was having a rough time, and I think a lot of people felt that way. He gave him he told him, and that's actually what he said: go in there and knock him out. And literally, Boots went in there to try to knock him out. He didn't make any major adjustments with him, and he ended up cleaning his clock. So there was a moment in time that he had a little tough time, and that was his first criticized fight, believe it or not, before Karen. Yeah.
Hey, Lance Shepard, shout out to Lance Shepard, man, giving color to the channel all the time. We appreciate you, brother. Me, myself, when I was training fighters, I don't really care that much, but technically speaking, for me, I'd prefer if you sit your ass down and relax. But I'm not gonna mess with. I mean, if I'm training Claymore and Claymore's like, you know, I want to stand up. All right, bro. You know, you can do you. You're gonna be responsible.
But scientifically, though, there's advantages and disadvantages, right? Like standing up, kind of like right.
For me personally, I want your heart rate down.
Right.
I want to cool you down. I want to fucking put ice on you and shit, and have you calm down, right? Like calm down. But you know, if you're standing up and you're that type of fighter, like in between rounds, and you want to keep your blood flow going, you don't want to do the sit up and down.
Plus, you compress your lungs when you sit down.
Yeah, it compresses your lungs a little bit, and also it is about that momentum. Sometimes it feels like, you know what I mean, that energy is there. But I'll say this though, I wonder if that's what makes is it because you just talk about calming down. Is that why Boots has a hard time listening to Boosie?
Yeah, just calm down, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
but
Like, I need you to listen to me, focus, and breathe. Great round, bad round, whatever it was. We got to get ready for this next round. I got 1 minute to say something impactful to you that can get you where you need to be going into this next round. And I need you there with me. And if you're just wired up and I'm talking to you, looking over my shoulder like, it's like, hey, bro, hey, look at me. We need to focus and be on the same page. And I wanted to say this as well. As far as this, you know, Dr. Eugene said, you know, he's already been trained. Anything he does in the ring is off the strength of what Bosie taught him, which I agree with 100%, right? But, you know, Floyd Mayweather or, the best fighters you can think about, they all been trained by their trainers. But sometimes it's chess. What piece are we going to move next? What are we going to do next? What did I see in that round that I think you can capitalize off of or that I think you need to be aware of? It's about wielding the sword. Yes, I gave you a sword. It's a big, powerful sword, but wielding it is the wisdom. The knowledge is what we did in the gym. The wisdom is what we do inside the ring. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you need a good trainer for. A trainer is going to bring that wisdom. And if you're not available for the wisdom, then why is the trainer being there? Hector Bermudez salute says, damn, the man said I gotta go. Y'all keep talking.
Hey, can I add one last thing? Can I say one last thing? I know you gotta go, but can I say one last thing?
Okay.
Hey, the Ebenezer thing was actually at the current one, but we talking about game plans. The thing is, everybody fights Boots totally different from how they fight other people. If you don't believe me, Karen was on a back foot 2 fights in a row, all 24 rounds. When he fought Patty Donovan, he was on a front foot chasing him down the ring the whole time. So you can't go with a game plan because whatever game plan you go with is thrown out the window as soon as they get in there with Boots. And especially once Boots land the first time, they realize, okay, this is a live dog and these punches are harder than I thought they were. Let me switch up to something totally different from what I normally do. So that's why the game plan is kind of out the window.
No doubt, no doubt. Until the next one, guys. We appreciate all you guys, man. Thanks for popping up, Dr. Eugene, man. To the panel that was up here earlier, thank you for the super chats. Lance Shepard, Coach Hector Bermudez in the building, man. Until the next one, catch us on Thursday, man. Same bat channel, same bat time. Salute at this point. We out.
I'm going.
Hello. Yeah, I can never doubt myself, I know better. All of you critics be acting like you know better. Blowing the smoke, but I know when the dust settles that I'm in my element. It's evident that there's levels to the game. All of those dark nights I got there, breaking my back to make it out, got me feeling like rain. I ain't never need your help, I know you wishing me well. A penny for your thoughts, but seeing no change. I snap for the sun like Diddy. The riches got a mad ass son, I'm like Billy. I ain't never switch up, whole team with me. But known for my city like OAGZ. Set the pace as long as you finish. Consumers find a way inside your business. Babble if they try to dabble in it and they hate the fact that they make